to develop features. Is it the one that's going to drive the highest revenue? Probably not.
Well, it's going to get me to join us.
That's worth it all day long.
Yeah, the time to deliver versus your $16.99 a month, Dart.
Wow.
I was about to say, if you start paying £1 million a month to them, I'm sure they'll start looking.
What are you trying to Discord integrate?
These are into Discord.
Oh, Deezer. What is Deezer?
Come on.
Yeah, someone's supposed to get...
I thought they were a pop band in the 80s. Oh, no, it was Weezer. Sorry, that was the 90s, wasn't it? It was Weezer in the 90s.
Yeah. I've got a feeling that Kay's going to end up backstabbing Thomas today.
Deezer was a music program, right? Music player. An Android?
No.
Android music platform?
It's the second largest independent streaming platform after Spotify.
Is it really?
Yeah, I work there.
Wow. I mean, obviously. Hey, someone's got to.
Well, YouTube apparently is 11th, YouTube Music.
Yeah. Is that like being the second largest browser after Chrome?
That's exactly right, yeah. So our market penetration in France is Spotify are a little bit ahead of us. They're 39 and we're like 37 or something. But globally, they have, I think it's like 37% of the market and we have 2%. So our biggest base is in France, then Brazil, and then UK and
What's
US
the other
and
40% then? Just other platforms?
Well, so you've got Apple Music, you've got YouTube Music, you've got Qbuzz, you've got Tidal, you've got...
Isn't Tidal the one that does high quality streaming or something?
Yeah, so only Tidal and Qbuzz have got the high. So Tidal and Qbuzz have the highest quality. We've got higher quality than Spotify, and have done for years.
But are we streaming? Are we streaming, Maddie?
We are now.
Probably should stop talking about that stuff then.
It's muted now. I'll unmute it so you can say that.
You're going to need to pay Maddie now because his reach is vast.
Yes.
I give him my Amazon Prime subscription every month.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It does, and I thank you.
And thanks me.
I do. I thank you for time.
You told me that you don't actually get any cut from that, by the way.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I get every year. I get a really small payout of about £5.
There you go. I'm contributing.
It's paid for my electricity.
There you go.
All right, boys and girls, let's commence. Last week. So last week, for our friends who weren't with us, a fight ensued with some good townsfolk of Ubersreich and the Witch Hunter, which resulted in a little bit of carnage.
Witch Hunter?
Yeah.
She ran away.
She ran away. Well, actually, she kind of... she said truce and left, right?
Yeah.
You believe, based on what you found in the warehouse, that Geldirect was part of a cult of some kind. You just don't know whether the rest of them were in on it or whether they were just, poor, unfortunate people that had got sort of dragged into the idea. Dragged into the idea of a fight club. You then went on to... So after the fight ensued, Thomas got seriously injured. Taking a pistol shot to the chest tends to do that to you.
Ooh,
that is the power.
Real one.
That is the power of the meat shield.
Kay pulled him to safety.
Kay pulled him to safety.
Okay.
You then went and spoke to this glazer woman. Turns out she was exactly as her name said. She was a glazer. What you did find, though, was that she was making large lenses for a wizard out in the Tower of Vane. And you got the directions to the Tower of Vane and felt that this was your next most logical step, especially since the Tower of Vane seemed to be in between the two peaks that aligned with the hole in the window of the chamber of the corporal.
I knew it.
And that was kind of where we left it, other than... Yeah, that was kind of where we left it. You needed to decide how you were going to get to the Tower of Vane.
Yeah.
I think with pitchforks at this point.
Well, the
It's a lovely
barges
road.
have been blocked for a week, so we can't use barges. They've all been taken over by the outlaw army,
That's right.
Yeah,
or bought out so that they don't leave with the next week. So it's either by foot or we wait a week. But are we going to tell our employer?
Yes,
What
we
we
need to
found so
report.
far.
We need to report back to her and explain the situation about. Tell her everything: the witch hunter and the fact that he was running a fight club and worshipping something weird.
She wanted us to be discreet, didn't she, from memory?
Yeah, but we
She
still.
didn't want us to question directly the two factions.
Mm.
She didn't want the Reichland us to question them or the Altdorf army. She didn't really say anything. I don't remember her saying anything about being particularly discreet.
No, we weren't allowed to question the guards either because it might lend. It might. Water down our investigation.
Yes, we're supposed to be impartial.
That's right.
You were also technically not to cause any bloodshed.
But the thing is, we didn't start the fire. It was always burning.
She clearly doesn't know us.
Yeah.
I don't think we directly killed anyone. I think they set each other on fire and stabbed each other, didn't they? So,
and fell over onto their own.
I mean, there was that guy that I exploded with a sword all over a wall, but hey, let's not talk about him.
And to be fair, by now there's no proof.
That's true. That's very true.
We talked them into calm down. It was Auburn that basically attacked us and started it all off. We were fine until then.
Well, the guy tried to stab me, so I had to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but we also need to explain that to her, the fact that he was Auburn and oh God, when you have a bit of time off. What's his face? What's he? The dead guy.
Tyler Durden.
Yeah, he was involved in this fight club, and there was something weird in that back room that you saw, which I'm sure you've told us about.
I'm guessing that Auburn was a cultist. Whether the rest of the guys knew anything about it, I don't know. But the fact
I don't know whether he was, because he'd never been in there.
Well, he had no reason to attack us when everyone had calmed down. He just charged in and attacked us.
Well, they hadn't calmed down. They burst in and started throwing Molotovs, and I think he'd assumed that we'd led them to his little group.
Correct. That was the assumption.
So we need to trot off to the mountains now. We've agreed on that, right? So we've got to figure out the most appropriate path to get there that won't take 15 weeks.
Well, so I was going to say, how long do we think it will take via road on foot?
Well, it took a couple of days to get down to that bit there.
Yeah, but that's on a barge upstream, right?
Yeah, wasn't there talk of taking a cart?
Horses or something, yeah. But if we
I've got a horse.
It's what I misunderstood with the Glazier. She'd just come back, hadn't she, from there?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, if you've got a horse, I'm very light, so I can travel with you. And then screw the others, they can walk.
Yeah.
Glazier would have told you that it's roughly 40 miles by road.
Oh, that's all right. That's
2 days.
3 days easy.
It says 9. 10.
It's not to scale.
Well, yeah, but that's as the eagle flies, isn't it? We're going to be heading probably south down here
No,
to
we're
here,
gonna have to go through
then
these little
across.
towns and then across to that one now.
Yeah.
What's this in here?
Oh, we could. There must be a caravan going that way. Go down to these towns down here.
I mean, we could try and sign on with some kind of, if there's any merchants or someone heading, we might even be able to get a little bit of pay.
Yeah.
Well, if we speak to her, because she's the one that's basically blocked the barges, maybe she'll let us
she might give
hire one of them.
Yeah.
Who's blocked the barges?
Yeah, we might get.
Is she Altdorf? Yeah, she is, isn't she?
Yeah. So
we should probably go and see her. Yeah.
Get us a pass or something where we can use one of the barges.
Well, we need to go see her to explain about the witch hunter anyway to get our names sorted there.
All right, well, let's go see her, see if we can unlock a barge for ourselves. If not, the merchant caravan and we're protection isn't a terrible idea, and I'm hoping that I might have some contacts that would help with that.
Oh, very good.
So you're going to smuggle something while we're actually going down there.
How are we doing, Thomas? On the smuggling front.
I have no idea what you're talking about, especially not around those dudes.
I don't steal and smuggle. I just make friends.
Oh, no. We are tight with the Stevedores Guild, by the way. We don't smuggle, we do favours.
Yeah, and I have oh god. hang on,
Actually,
what's
could we
his
talk
name?
to there's no boat going that way, is there?
Yeah,
Sorry,
no.
I
at
was,
the moment, as far as the stevedores are concerned, all passenger transport has been halted under orders of the Altdorf army.
right. Sorry, can you just give me a quick walk? This map looks nothing like what I'm used to. I can see down where we were, where there was Captain Spooky. That's the city.
Yep.
And where are we heading? That's the
Yeah.
Winter
Yeah.
Tower, yeah?
Yeah.
The dildo.
The big penis one, yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly subtle, is it, Prof?
Actually, it looks more like a
Does it have a
butt
big sign saying no funny business going on here outside?
It's wizards, isn't it? What are you going to do?
Wizard, set them on fire.
Well, you could do.
I mean,
Then
if we head
on-
to the town, we could always raise a rabble, get some pitchforks, and just burn the place down.
We can just ask some questions.
I mean, I'm quite upset about being shot, so.
Well, are we going to go Mr.
Wait,
Frank
what?
and Steen?
Shouldn't you not be talking because I thought you were unconscious?
That's
No,
No,
fine.
he's fine. He's back up. He's all
Yeah.
good.
I healed him last week, didn't I? Oh,
Did
a
you?
tiny little bit.
I mean, if we come
It
back to the
healed.
car,
1 hit point will now. Something.
2.
but if there's no boats, then I mean, just walk, man. It's fine. Zed won't mind.
Yeah, walking is obvious. The other thing that you'll find asking around and Kay, hang on a second, leveraging her contact. Kay leveraging her contacts is that there are no public coaches that travel down into the Grey Mountains. So you would need to, like you said, you need to walk, or
Wait,
you'd need to try and find and hire a private coach.
did you say that the glazer was sending?
No,
things
she's
up
just come
there?
back with one.
He's just
All right,
come back.
let's go
Yeah, but
talk to our people,
Who is
and
she
then
using?
go on. There's no point prevaricating.
Quick
Who is
quick
she
question,
travelling
Zed.
with?
Yeah.
How well patrolled are the roads? Are these like proper, like, merchant type roads with the odd imperial? What are they called?
Road wardens.
Road wardens, or is it like? Are we literally going off into trails into the mountains to weird little villages with people with extra limbs and stuff?
No, they will be patrolled, but not necessarily frequently patrolled. Certainly, the Ubersreich down to Treysberg Road is probably more likely to have imperial patrols than Treysberg to Elson.
Is that Treysberg? Because we don't have any.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't see the name tags. So
Yes, that's Treysberg here. Yeah.
Okay.
I do
It
have
gets,
another
I
idea.
presume, a little bit more dicey heading this way.
Yes.
So I also made a contact, which is Dieter McMyer, who is a fence working for the Baron. He might have some stuff to shift around. Just
You
a
don't-
thought. Let's exhaust other opportunities first, but there might be some money to be made.
We just don't want to be on the road when it's dark.
I mean, it depends what we're trying to move, to be fair.
Ourselves.
Thomas will be there with me.
What people forget is there's 9 of us.
So Dieter will tell you that he has nothing specific that he wants sending that way. If you were heading towards Altdorf, he could certainly send some stuff with you. But going down to the villages and the small towns south of Ubersreich, he has nothing at the moment. He might have in a week or so's time if you want to hang around, but at the moment, nothing.
Anything he wants us to pick up and bring back if we come back this way?
No.
Oh, he's
Just-
about as much use as a chocolate teapot, isn't he?
There's nothing at the moment that he has lined up from any of those towns or small settlements.
Got it. Okay.
Is there anything
Okay.
we need to buy for going on the road?
Now that's a good question. It's a good
Oh, well.
question.
I can sell you a tent if you need one.
You've got a
Got
tent.
some food in my rucksack. Okay.
So, based on what Ellis kind of mused and pondered, look again at where you're going and think about what you might need.
Grappling.
Something warm for the mountains.
Bakes.
There you go. I got the GM nodding. I'm on the right path.
Yes.
Who can cast fireball? That'll keep us warm.
We need a 50-foot rope and
Wrong
a
cane.
10-foot pole.
Funnily enough, I've got a 10-yard rope. I haven't got the pole.
You need a grappling hook as well, so we can get up the tower, climb up the outside, like Spider-Man.
Yeah, climb up the outside of the tower while there was a wizard there just firing fireballs down at us as we climb up. I don't think that's a good idea.
But we're going to need provisions. We're going to need tents, or a big tent, or various small tents, sleeping bags, or that sort of thing.
And a puppy.
While you lot were buying crossbows, I was buying those type of things from me. I've got tents, blankets, rope, and things.
Do we
I
need
wasn't-
to hire a sledding dog?
I want to sell the 7 bows that I took from the burning place.
Well, the
You didn't pick up
charcoal.
those. You left
Yeah.
very quickly because it was burning.
I know.
Yeah, I did ask. I was not allowed to take any bows.
With a tear in our eyes.
You were allowed to take stuff.
Elgar.
You were going to burn as a
Elgar.
consequence.
Do you still have that nice statue you picked up?
A nice what?
We didn't pick it up.
You picked up a nice statue a couple of weeks ago, right? Do you still have it?
No, you picked that up
No.
from the. You picked up a statue that was on the altar.
Didn't
No,
you
I
pick it
picked up. I picked up the gold written letter. I didn't pick it. Didn't touch a
Didn't you pick up
cultist
this-
chaos statue, did I?
I thought someone picked that up.
Aye.
No,
It's good money,
I
I think.
didn't got anywhere near touching it.
I thought you got loads of corruption points from touching it or something.
No, that was from just seeing and being around it.
Oh right.
You won't get corruption. You won't get rid of corruption points touching it. I'll tell you.
No,
Fair enough.
No,
All right,
no,
cool.
no.
Anyway,
you want to go
Easy.
back into the burning building and get
Anyway.
it? Feel free.
let's head forward. Are we going to walk or are we going to
That's
get
true.
a bus?
We don't have any
or-
proof of anything at the moment because it's all burnt down.
Assuming that does burn. You never know with these things. We could go in now and it's pristine. Nothing's happened to it. It's not natural.
Can't trust Slanesh. So, what are we doing? Have we talked to the boss yet?
No, that's what we need to do.
Let's go talk to the boss. Tell her what we found, see if she can help us get there. If not, let's do it ourselves. Alright?
You present yourself at the
Okay.
castle. To be told by her sort of manservant that she's unavailable and will be unavailable for the next 3 days.
Okay, manservant. So we've got an issue. We need to get out of the city. We need to go south, and somebody's shut all the boats. Who's going to help us with this? Is it going to take 3 days? Because we can be gone in 3 days, bro.
He shrugs and tells you there is nothing he can help you with.
Okay.
Can you give us the name of someone that can?
Do you need me
That's
to
available.
intimidate him? So maybe not. That's not a good
I
idea.
wouldn't want to intimidate the manservant of the leader of the army.
Her ladyship,
She's not the leader of the army. She's like the leader of
Yes,
like the
she's.
black
her
ops.
ladyship will be able to help sort the problem out with the boats. You will need to present yourself in 3 days.
And we could be there in 3 days, so that doesn't solve anything. What about a quick trot down to the merchant quarter to try the guarding protectee route thing?
Can I just make a suggestion, Kay, for a second? How about if Rembrandt writes her a letter detailing our findings, and this
And our
manservant then
predicament.
takes it to her?
I don't think
I
that's
see it.
going to work because the GM is very stubborn about not being
I
able
don't
to
think
get any
that's
help.
going to work because Rembrandt
can't
can
write.
barely make a letter,
Oh, sorry,
even
it's
if
not
he's
Rembrandt.
looking
Sorry.
directly at one and then trying to
Oh.
copy it.
Well,
Yeah.
Elgath
I was
might be
gonna
able to
say,
try. Sorry,
I was,
Elgath.
I was going to say Rembrandt can dictate a letter, and I can write it if you wanted Rembrandt to actually do the letter. But
I think that's a sensible way rather than running off half-cocked. Try it at least. It's going to take, what,
Yeah.
half an hour?
All right, let's do both.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can write a report as to what we found at the moment,
And
deliver
maybe-
it there, and then go on.
Yeah, at the bottom of the letter, just to see if we're able to speak to her briefly about transport.
Yeah, we're looking at moving over here if you're available.
And in the meantime, we check out the merchant quarter.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay, so you're going to write a letter that, like a summary report.
Yeah.
Who's our writer? I can't remember.
Me
Elgath.
and
Elgath
Ella.
or Ella?
Got it.
Ella will put the paper on your back and use a really sharp pen to write on it.
Stab it into your back
Yes.
when you finish. You write the letter. You take it back to the manservant, and the manservant kind of.
I'll take it
Do
to her in
you
3
wish
days.
this- Do you wish this to be delivered to her lady now, or can it wait upon her return?
Sooner the better.
If she's not here, it can wait upon her return.
In 3 days.
If
Well-
she's
Wait.
here, then
If she's not here,
she
where is
may
she?
have some instructions for us based
Where is she?
upon the report.
Hang on. If she's not here, then she would have left instructions for us if there were any to leave.
Mhm.
How are you supposed to
You
know
can
if
have.
she's not there?
He says, her ladyship is with the army, currently to the south of Ubersreich. If you know of a reliable messenger, I can
Point
have
at Lanwin.
the message delivered to her
Wait,
Um,
south
for
of
the
here.
usual fee.
Fantastic.
far-
I will doff my cap and say, how fortuitous, sir. I happen to be a very reliable messenger. I send messages to your ladyship fairly often.
Split the group, someone goes off and we do something else.
Yeah, go and get
How
drunk.
much
and-
for the-
Wait,
how much
south.
for getting
Which,
to
where
her?
south? Whereabouts south are we talking about?
So he looks at. So are you going to accept the delivery commission?
Yes. Whereabouts is it?
Yeah.
How far south are we going?
He takes the envelope and he writes the address on it, and it says Camp Follower, Traysburg.
Which is where we're heading towards anyway. There we go.
Oh, Zed.
Yeah,
we go. So-
but now I'm getting paid for it.
yeah.
Ah,
You know what we're going to need? We're going to need a boat.
Why are we going to need a boat?
In which case, I shall
You
take
can't
it
use
off
a boat.
and
They
hold
said
my
to
hand
the
out
company.
for some coinage.
Yep. He will give you.
hang on. He's going to pay us to deliver our own letter.
Yeah.
We're going anyway.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
He will give you 2D per mile, and he tells you it is 17 miles to Traysburg.
Wonderful.
Well,
34D.
it's 34D, which equates to.
Over a gold. Well, no,
it's not
D's a
a
penny, isn't it? D's a penny.
It's
Yeah.
1.5
I think
silver,
D was
pretty much.
silver.
about 1.5, 2 silver. Yeah.
I'd rather have 34 double D, but that's fine.
And just so we're really clear, we're going to do two sides of the triangle. So we're going to go down to Traysburg and then across. We're not going to try doing the
No,
direct
we're,
routes in
no, we're not
London.
doing the. No.
We
Let's,
can't
let's
Traysburg,
to the
yeah,
roads where we
Traysburg.
can.
Direct
Traysburg
route
here.
takes you for the.
Yeah. Traysburg's right down
Cool.
down that road.
Okay, so let's try merchant quarters, and we will need to get some warm clothing as well while we're there.
The warm clothing is straightforward to find. It will cost you probably a shilling each to
Right.
get enough warm clothing and rations to see down to the mountains a couple of days either way, and then back.
A shilling, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't I have any money?
Because you spaffed it all last week on drugs, alcohol, and women.
Brilliant. All right, I've just cashed up. I've got 4 shillings. There we go.
Yeah.
Now I've got 3.
Which one's the shilling? Is that the silver?
Silver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is-
No, everybody kind of reset their coinage just because of the way the Endeavour system
Did you
works.
say 1 or 2?
One.
I
Are we
didn't-
making a note of this in our notes?
I was going to say I was looking for warm clothing in the database, and that doesn't exist. Is there like a warm coat, or does anybody know?
No.
I've got clothing and a cloak already,
Hold on a
but
second.
I don't know whether it's probably not warm clothing.
Apparently, I don't have any. Oh, I do have a clothing.
Can't find a coat either.
Whoops.
Oh, coat. There is a coat there.
You just add clothing and then edit its name to clothing warm.
Does clothing
just-
exist?
I'm
Oh,
just
it
going
does.
to
Look
keep
at
it
that.
fine.
Yeah,
It'll
I've
be fine.
got clothing. Otherwise, you'd be walking around naked.
Okay, so and I'll edit that as warm clothing.
So, and how many days rations will we gain?
You'll need 4 days rations by your calculations.
Right. So I've already had 3. So shall I add an extra 4 because I paid the shilling?
I don't have any rations.
I've got
Yeah.
5 rations. You should have bought some.
Yeah, I had 4 rations already.
If you search for these things, then.
They're cheap rations, then, Zad.
What are they normally?
I'll be back in a minute, folks.
It looks like they're 2 silver each. Bloody expensive.
Yeah, crikey. It's fine. Doesn't matter.
Food,
Let's just move on.
They will go back to 2 silver next time you need to buy them.
rations. 1 day.
I can't find the books.
Books. What
Ah,
books?
there we go. I think. Yeah, consumer's guide there.
Okay, what's everybody's movement speed?
Oh, is this on the consumer's guide thingy?
Yes.
Mine's 4.
is it
16
what-
hours a week, apparently.
So what you said, 1 silver per day for rations.
2.
2 silver per day normally.
But we've done a deal.
Okay.
We're eating stale ship's biscuits.
Awesome.
And if
So
if
typically-
you've got a stale ship's biscuit, you know it's stale.
Traveling on foot, you can travel at 4 miles per hour
That's
as
quite
long as
quick.
you stay on the roads.
It's not a bad pace.
That's a
Wait,
very good pace.
How do
Well,
I pick up these items?
You just be able to drag them onto your character sheet and they'll appear under your trappings.
Or click the plus button when you do the search.
Or click the plus button when you do the search.
What are you buying or doing or whatever?
People just add in rations and warm clothing to their character sheets.
How many days did you say?
4.
Only
Or to
4.
get there?
And that's
No, 4 total.
Oh, okay. I've got 5. I've got an emergency ration.
So,
Yeah.
So
That's-
when you say we
that-
haggled,
that's 4 silver on.
It would be dark, but a silver's fine for this instance. I'm not worried too
One
much.
silver. Okay.
right, so I've taken 1 silver off them for my rations.
Do I need a? I've already got a hood, so I need some gloves.
That's warm clothing. And you can assume that it's going to be hood, thick boots, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And gloves.
If you buy warm, just add warm clothing to your character sheet, and it would assume to be a full set, suitable for going into colder climates.
Woolly underwear.
Exactly.
Unlike the tropical mountains we're about to go into.
Woolly underwear with the hair on the inside.
I've got a male coat already anyway.
That's like me on a good day. That's way too much info.
All right. Are you setting off southwards?
On our
Yeah.
delivery journey, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, so there are some rumours that you hear that down in Treysberg, the Altdorf army has entered entered a sort of a standoff with the young Freud army. Hence, clearly, why Lady Naxt has gone south to perhaps negotiate their surrender, as far as Altdorfians are concerned. Whether these rumours are true, you don't know, but the fact that they mentioned Treysberg, there are no real caravans heading that way, at least not for a couple of days. Kind of leaving you to travel on foot. The alternative is you do find a coach driver that would drive you by coach. However, he tells you that from Ubersreich to the Tower of Vane, when you sort of show him on the map where it is, would be approximately 14 shillings total.
Is that how much is that compared to what we're getting paid?
They're
Loads.
getting
Right?
paid a huge amount.
No. 14 shillings in total between us all.
Yes, each way.
And we're
But
getting
when-
17 for the delivery. No, how much?
No, that's
So
One and a half silver.
so.
I mean, a coach journey would be better if I can put 2 in.
well,
There's 7 of us. If we
I-
took 2 in each, then
I haven't got to. So I'm going to walk them.
you
You
just
better-
need the 1.5. There you go.
But let's not blow our money here because we actually walk to the camp,
Yeah.
all right.
Might as well, okay.
and then we can get transport off her if need be. Let's do one job at a time. Let's get this letter handed over. See if she has a reply we can take back to the city to give to us.
Yeah. So the rest of the group stay outside the camp. You go in, see if there's a reply, and then just bring it to us outside. But
Yeah,
under the
I can
impression
make-
that we're at the city.
I could make loads of gold just going back and forth one conversation.
Yeah, but no, you wouldn't, because you'd have to go back to the city to get paid again, because we're not going to pay you to take it back.
Yeah, but then I'd just give it to the manservant to give to her to give to you.
We're not walking all the way back north again.
No, I think we continue as we are. I think. I mean, I've done a lot of walk and been a messenger, and I think if we go down this road, we'll be fine. We'll be there before we know it, and then we can see her, and she might, in her wisdom and her graciousness, she might deem to give us some transport to get to the phallic-shaped tower.
Penis Tower. Penis Tower. Sorry.
The tower with the vein.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I don't mind. Let's just go. I'm getting itchy feet in the city. It's no city of mine.
You depart the southern gates of Ubersreich, following the southern road. The road is pretty dodgy. You get kind of a couple of, maybe a mile or so outside of Ubersreich, and what started off as a fairly well-maintained road turns into just a road full of holes and ruts and puddles, and potholes, a bit like the Kent roads, really.
I was going to say something similar.
And you realise that, had you taken a coat, it wouldn't probably be that much faster than you are travelling on foot.
Probably a
The
lot
next-
more uncomfortable.
The next couple of hours travel, the next hour passes uneventfully. You pass a few people on the road, mostly sort of day traders, farmers carrying bales of and bags and sacks, or pushing hand carts full of their personal, their produce. But within the hour, you see the buildings of Messingen, this one here, a crossroads market town, quite run down, though.
I think it's worth going in to see if there's any I can't think of the bloody word, protection journey trip things. What's it called?
Thingy duty.
Mercenary.
Mercenary. For merchant duty.
Like caravan guards.
Yeah.
Caravan guards. Yeah.
Especially what we are at the moment for Onwin.
Yeah. Only you're not getting paid.
We'll discuss that later.
So the town is it's definitely seen better days. There is an air of tension about the people as they go about their business. Though you kind of head into the market area, and how long are you going to spend trying to find out if there's an opportunity for work heading south?
Oh, not long. I think we just do a quick,
like a cursory.
a quick scooch around the market, see if there's anybody loading up carts, and maybe as we pass through the southern gate of the town, same, we'll keep an eye open to see if there's anybody, waiting at the gate or with a loaded cart or something like that.
I'll look if there's any written notices posted up as well.
Okay. Well, give me perception checks. Just standard +0 challenging perception test.
So that's what it's going to be like tonight, is it? Okay.
Well, as long as it's like that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Total opposite to the scale for me.
You spend about 30. You spend about 30 minutes sort of passing through, wandering the market, heading to the southern kind of gate of the town.
That's not working.
Whilst there are no merchants, there is a family, a mum, dad, 4 kids, ranging from sort of 3 years old up to maybe 12 years old, that are heading south, and they would definitely appreciate company, though they explain to you they don't have a lot of money to pay you.
I say they're welcome to travel with us as long as they keep up.
That's what I was going to say. As long as they can keep up with the pace and don't.
I say we rob them and leave them in a gutter.
I don't. I'm going to do
it.
it.
Do they have anything? Do they look robbable? They probably don't, do they?
They are. They're probably a farmer.
Yeah, that'd be nice for them.
The kids are going to start flagging, and Ella's going to have to carry them, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean the youngest of the girls, she's probably 5 years old. She's already got kind of doughy eyes looking at Ella, and she kind of
She's a bit young for you, isn't she, Ella?
6 foot tall woman, and she kind of latches onto her leggings, and she's kind of little hold of a little piece of her cloth on her trousers as she kind of walks. And for every step that Ella takes, this sort of 5-year-old takes 3 steps. And you do get the sense that they will flag after a while.
Why are we taking these people with us, just out of interest?
They're going the same direction as us. We might as well.
How long are they travelling?
Honestly, if they're not going to pay us, it's not worth the effort.
They are, but how far are they going?
Well,
you
want to go ahead, Thomas, feel free.
Is that
I'm not
crossing?
saying that, man. I'm just saying, like, they're just going to slow us down, bro.
So the next
We've got
town.
winners to catch.
How many hours? 4 months.
Roughly, ignore that. It's not the map scale on the map is
If
slightly
the
out.
little one's tired, she can come up on my horse.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Are you riding your horse or walking it to keep up with us?
I'll be walking it.
Yeah.
I doubt that very much.
Wait. Sorry, you had me come on a horse. What?
His
You are
Highness
not.
has a horse.
His
I have
Highness
a horse.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rembrandt's always had a horse.
Great. All right. Cool.
It doesn't parade it around the town because there's no point.
We'd nick it.
Does it have a name?
Oh, has he
Meat-
brought his horse with him?
Meat.
Meat. Meat pie.
The journey to Grousey would take normally 3 hours.
Oh, that's fine. We can do it. Let's just take him down with us.
I
With,
think
the,
we should.
with the children at the pace they're going, it will actually take 4.
Even on the horse.
No, we stick him on a horse there.
Yeah, you could,
kids
get
on the
all,
horse.
you could get all 4 children on the back of your horse, couldn't you?
Yeah,
Four
yeah.
children? I thought you said
Well,
2.
You know, they can take it in turns, can't they? You know, the little ones can go up on there and the bigger ones can walk for a bit.
All right, it'll take you 3 hours then.
All right,
There you go.
let's do it, and we can rape and murder them on the way.
By this point, it's probably late afternoon. There is, you do have probably another 3, maybe 4 hours of light left. You
Let's do it.
Let's get going then.
Let's do it.
could
Let's go.
make it to Traysburg before the darkness sets in.
Well, I'll ask this family. Do they live in
Grousey.
in Grousey?
They have a small holding on the outskirts of Grousey, yes.
Maybe we can
Well,
stay at
yeah,
their place then,
Exactly. Maybe instead of payment, we could just spend the night.
or both. Yep. Good call.
We could push on for another 3 hours. It's not far down. It's only
Yeah.
another 3 hours before.
You absolutely could. They're more than happy for you to stay at their small holding, but they do explain their house hasn't got enough room for you. You'd have to sleep in their barn.
Ah, right. Yes.
It's
No,
all right. I mean,
not a
I'll
problem.
stay
We'll
in
take
the
the money.
house, and I'll stay in the house, and the
They
others
can
can stay
sleep
in
in
the
the
barn.
barn.
Yeah, exactly. So it is at this point. It's about 4:00 in the afternoon. You could
yeah.
get to Traysburg in another 3 hours at the speed that you are traveling. It's entirely up to you.
Yep. Let's
I
do
think
that.
we push on.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a penny to each of the kids.
Oh,
Thomas, that's not what we're here for.
I'm not Thomas. That wasn't Thomas.
Oh, it wasn't
Right.
Thomas. Sorry.
Thomas has
Thomas.
never.
Thomas takes it back.
Yeah, Thomas
Yeah,
takes it back. Exactly.
I was going to say Thomas would have stolen everything they had.
That's not true. Thomas is not a bad person. Thomas is tires of goody two shoes.
Yeah, but
you and
you were
Rembrandt
looking
get
at
on.
ways to rob them as we were walking down.
I have not robbed
That's-
anyone for ages.
Yeah.
no,
Doesn't-
he hasn't.
Was that minutes?
That's because you weren't here last week.
Carry out, right?
All right, let's get a move on then. Let's head down and then carry on into the evening. Yeah. We didn't buy lanterns, did we? Or did we?
No, we
You
have them.
You have lanterns with you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do
You
we?
do have lanterns. A couple of you have lanterns, I believe, anyway.
They were put
Um,
up beforehand.
Candle
Got a match.
and a
Used to
map.
have a lantern.
No, you've got 2 candles to rub together.
No, I've got 4
Bulk
candles.
You all kind of take a bit of a shortcut. You can see the road and a couple of fields and things that if you kind of go across that field, you can see in the distance. You think the curve of the road coming back, just to save a few minutes on the journey here and there, and it's on one such sort of shortcut that you take, Volquin, that you suddenly trip.
Oh my god.
And at the same time, you kind of bang your foot against something half.
I don't fall
hidden
into a I don't fall into a cow
the-
pat, do I?
Say again?
I don't fall into a cow pat, do I?
You do not. Well, you can do now. Now you've said it, maybe. Half hidden in the clumps of grass on the edge of this kind of tilled field, if you like. You kind of stub your toe and you kind of hit the dirt in front of you.
Well, ow. Can I spin round and then see what I've kicked?
You can. There seems to be something poking out of the soil.
Could you describe a bit more?
I could. It looks very much like, well, it looks box shape. But it's a strange, darkish material.
Okay. Well, I will call everyone over and say I seem to have found something in this field.
I've heard about these things. These are normally the hidden treasure chests, and when you fall over one, you get 3,000 gold.
I wish there's like a special ticket inside that you can go and hand in and get 3,000 gold.
Yeah, go to Willy Wonka's.
Can I, with a dagger, sort of prize it more free?
You can, yes. It appears to be a metallic box about 8 or so inches wide. Yeah, about that kind of size, right?
I'm not actually looking at the stream, so I can't see you guys. Just so that you know.
It's about what,
It's
9 inches by
like a jewellery box, but square.
All right, okay.
Small jewellery box. Yeah.
Is there a lock-in mechanism?
It has a clasp,
Okay.
but not a lock.
Okay.
Go on.
Using the tip of the dagger, I will ease off the clasp, and then
I'll step backwards.
Yeah.
I will insert the tip of the dagger.
Are you doing this in situ, so you've kind of cleaned the dirt around it, or are you lifting it out of where it is?
I'm not touching it apart from with the dagger to open it.
Okay.
So I'll ease it out with the dagger, and then I'll remove the clasp with the tip of the dagger, and then using the tip of the dagger, I'll put it into the space between the lid and the bottom, and I'll just poke it and twist it up.
And I'm standing the other side of the horse.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye on the road because.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
I'll join you.
The box, where you are probably 10 yards from the road with nothing but a hedgerow between you and the road, basically.
I'm just watching and making sure that Volquin's fine. If anything goes wrong, I will dive to push him out of the way.
I'm going to step a little way away
But then again,
draw an arrow from my bow. I'm ready to shoot.
It's just a box in a
any of
field.
you.
And I'm watching the hedgerow intently.
I'm pretty sure if anybody's eyes start glowing, they're going to get shot, by the way. I just want to make this clear.
Are there such things as landmines in this game?
I thought that.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
Not that we're suspicious of the Warhammer world, but
No.
yeah.
Surprisingly, the lid of the box is rather heavy. And it takes a little bit more than just a casual kind of lift up. You almost have to... You kind of have to use both hands as you're determined not to touch this thing to kind of even get a purchase on the blade to lift up a little bit. And as you do so, a dull green glow comes from within the box.
All right, knock the arrow, ready to go.
Okay. Well, I have no idea what this is, so I will open the lid.
Fuck.
Okay.
Why did you do that?
Green glow. No, thank you.
Inside the
Who
box,
wants to live forever?
there is, for want of a better word, there is a small piece of greenish glass material, probably about 5 inches in length, maybe 4 inches, 3 inches at its widest point, quite jagged, that is giving off a glow.
Oh,
We should
shit.
definitely crush that up and snort it.
This kind of green kind of glow.
So I don't know the Warhammer world very well. But I have
It's warpstone. It's
I
Yeah.
don't know Warhammer
Gaben's-
at all.
Is it? Hang on,
Crave.
we don't matter. Is it reminiscent to what the fog was?
It is that kind of greenness.
I propose we destroy it. Can I shoot it? I'm going to shoot it.
Volquin, maybe you should close that because that reminds me of that fog stuff. The other
Did you
week.
say it was a lead box?
No, because nobody's touched it.
Maybe we should get the kids to pick it up.
Nobody's touched. Wait, what do you mean?
We've left them behind now.
Nobody picked up the box, or what?
No, all you know is it's a greyish black metallic material.
Is it inserted into like like a cloth? Is it like an
It
imprint?
is laid. It is in a small depression inside the box.
So the box is made for it.
Yeah, the
Carry-
box is made to hold something of this size. Yes.
Gotcha.
Right. Close the lid, close
yeah,
the lid, close the lid,
Right.
close the
Falkland,
lid.
Falkland,
Now-
maybe put it away and then we can take it to show ladyship.
Yep, can
It's
do that.
strange.
Okay, I'll flip the top back on and put the clasp in place, and then I will pick it up.
Hey,
And
Luke.
then
box,
suddenly he grows a tail.
for its size,
Hmm.
is heavy.
If only we had a horse.
If only-
Yeah.
You want your horse to turn into a unicorn, do you?
No, it's
There you go.
protected. It's fine.
Why would it turn into a unicorn? It's just a rock in a box. It glows like that fog.
Do we have a
Look,
a cloth to wrap around it, kind of to hide it? And then I can ask Rembrandt if he could put it on his saddlebag or something to hold it, to carry it.
Yeah, can go in my saddlebags.
Can
How heavy's the box?
Let's have a look.
Have any of us heard of this type of thing? Like I've not been warned of stories of this as being trained as a witch hunter. You see this type of thing, it's a sign of a witch, or
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know whether I have. I don't know how knowledgeable they are.
Well, put it this way: if this was a solid piece of lead, it would be 85.5 pounds or 40 kilos.
Hmm.
It's not solid, but it's probably going to be about 10 kilos in weight.
cool.
It would be the equivalent, I would say. It's certainly going to be one encumbrance.
for a horse.
So it's not like a bag of sugar.
No,
Then.
that's not that bad then. One encumbrance is all right.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it's a hollow. It's a hollow thing. I mean, if it was you know, 40 kilos is probably half of some of your character's weight.
Was there any
The
inscription
person with 10
on the
kilos.
actual box?
No,
Any
the box
design?
itself. The box itself is very plain, just a lead box.
So it weighs the same of about
Roll
five.
marks, nothing.
Same about 5 blister packs of original Games Workshop lead figures.
Correct.
Maybe finder's reward if we give it to her ladyship.
I think personally, Kay, that we should just give it to her anyway. But maybe she might give us something. It just seems it's a weird coincidence. It's the same sort of green as that fog we had that morning.
Okay, I'm just going to pull Thomas to one side and say, you don't think there's some value in that, do you?
Honestly, not to the
that's-
army. The army will take it and shrug and put it in a corner. The wizard, however, will look at it and rub his hands together. Then he can pay us, and then we can potentially burn his tower down after we get paid.
Or maybe we could stab him in the forehead with it. What'll that do?
Maybe. Yeah. But no, I don't think the army is the right place for this. I think the wizard is the right place for this.
While people are now
Because
talking,
wizard
I'm
and
going
green
to.
begin with the same letters.
I'm just going to look around the area where this thing was because it's strange that it's in this field like this. There might be something else.
Give me a perception check.
Who?
Langman.
I haven't rolled yet. Can I have a look as well?
Sure, you can roll.
I haven't had a dice roll. I'm not going to look in the same place. I'm going to look somewhere far cooler.
Oh, nice one, Landon.
Yeah, I'm not looking around there. I'm looking around for the owner of this thing.
Oh, I find my own shoes. I know I've lost my shoes. Damn.
Can't even find your own arse.
Yeah.
What if someone buried this thing? They didn't want it.
Or they get to pick it up.
What I will say is one of my talents is perception, acute sense, sight.
Yes, sight. The really bizarre thing is, it looks like the box was probably laid, maybe sunk through the ground or sunk into the ground over time. The the weathering on the box, the kind of the state of the outer state of the lead box is
It's like quite black.
definitely one of some element of residing in the ground for quite some time. Whether that be months, whether that be 2 winters, 3 winters, 10 winters, it's hard to tell. There is no sign that anybody has recently walked in this area. There's no sign that it was recently buried deliberately, partly in the ground.
Yeah, and take it the field or this area's not been farmed.
You know, the farmer doesn't till this part of the field, so there's nothing to indicate why or how that box came to be there.
And no wagon tracks, and obviously it's too long for footprints by the sounds of it. But
Yeah,
it's too far off the road for a wagon, I would have thought.
There's no immediate kind of gap in the hedge, and it's kind of one of those kind of prickly, spiky, hawthorny hedges. So it's not immediately obvious that somebody just came through the hedge. It could have been thrown over the fence from the road. As I say, you're about 10 or so yards from the road itself with this big hedge in between the two of you. So it could have been tossed over. And that's where it gets really difficult to tell, because there are prints, wagon tracks on the road the other side for sure.
It would need somebody pretty strong to throw it over that edge, though.
Yeah.
It would.
all right, let's stick it on the horse and keep moving.
Who has got it? Somebody make note that you have a lead box.
If it's only one encumbrance, it doesn't need to go on the horse. It can stay with whoever.
A lead box with a sliver of warp.
I'll tell you what, I'll take it.
I was going to say Thomas.
There's a sliver of green glowing
I've
stone.
got a fair bit of spare encumbrance, so you give it to me, and I'll keep it safe.
Thomas, if you need any help keeping it safe when we're in town, let me know.
Yeah, that's fine. I will do. Yeah, I might have a chat with it tonight. So how do I add this to my thingy?
Let me create something for you.
Yay.
It's a tentacle that's now coming out of your
I was
back.
about to say it might be a bodily appendage soon.
Okay, and taking Thomas quietly again to one side, I'll just say, if we get back to Altdorf, we might want to speak to the fence. Dieter.
Well, I'm going to look very skeptical at you. It's like, this is serious business, man. I don't trust any of those clowns in Altdorf. This is big time. We can get some serious work out of this.
Yeah, but he's a fence for the Baron.
I know, but the Baron's a clown.
You could get some real cheese for that.
That's a real cheese.
Okay, let's see what happens when we get back, alright?
You have a lead box on your character sheet.
Simplify. Cool. Can I put that in a sling if needs be?
A 10 kilo lead box.
Okay. Yeah, probably not actually. I could probably take the inside, take the thing out, and just throw it at somebody with my sling if I had to.
For the first half a swing as it flies off behind you, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're going to take the crystal out, stick it to your sling, and then kill someone with it?
That's right.
As a bullet.
It's an option. All right. We need options. We need to be flexible in the Warhammer role. Well,
Thomas is going to sleep with his new nightlight.
This is not a dungeon crawl. You know, this is not D&D. We're not going A to B. We need to go around problems occasionally. Also,
Probably
Kay,
most of the time.
have you got any green glass in your pockets?
I was just thinking, at this rate, he's going to become a problem. Never mind going around one.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the journey down to Traysburg is uneventful. You arrive 3 hours after leaving Grousey, just as the sun is beginning to set. Sure enough, this small hamlet, farming hamlet, has on the northern side of the hamlet appears to be a portion of the Altdorf army. And on the southern part of Treysberg, there appears to be a Jungfreud camped army. A single tavern, tavern/inn, sits at the centre of Treysberg at the minor crossroads where the market would normally kind of be around. It appears to have been once known as the Jolly Rooster, but that has been crossed out and a piece of wood kind of nailed over it that just says camp followers or camp follower.
I'll point
Here
out
and there,
Sorry, I will.
soldiers walk around the hamlet. It's tiny. There are probably no more than 20, 25 houses in here.
They're a pub.
Yeah.
I'm going to head to the to where I need to be with a professional walk.
Yeah, I'm going to point out the sign says camp follower. Is that? 'Cause you
Maybe-
obviously can't read it.
So this hamlet's part of the Altdorfian camp, basically.
No. So the Altdorf army are camped to the north,
And yeah.
and the Jungfreuds are camped to the south.
In which case, what colours are the soldiers wearing who are wandering about this area?
Question. There are a mixture of both armies wandering the centre of Treysberg.
Oh, well, this is a tinderbox ready to go off, isn't it?
And every now and yeah, you will see literally as you arrive in there that there will be probably one brawl going on.
I'm not getting involved.
Question: on visual inspection, which army do I think would, purely on a numbers basis, have the upper hand?
Altdorf.
All day long.
Well, I would assume so, but I just thought I'd check.
Yep, Altdorf definitely have the upper hand here.
Unless the other army had some green glowing rocks.
And this other army had green glowing rocks that were wielded by manipulators of the winds of magic.
Yeah, or maybe just have them chipped off and implanted into their chests.
Yeah.
I think Kay has to kind of go into town and just make some friendly conversation with some locals to start with, just to try and see what the vibe is and what's going on.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to head to the camp followers.
Give me, Kay, give me gossip test.
Yes, sir. What?
Give me a gossip test at average.
I'll add a thingy to that.
Spend a fortune point. Okay. To increase that to 2. Okay. You kind of stop and chat to as you get to the outskirts of the hamlet. There's an old farmer kind of propped up against his kind of gate, if you like, into his little farmstead.
I'll pass my hip flask over for a quick drink first.
Well, I was going to say he already has a wooden flagon of ale in his hand, but as you pass over the hip flask, he kind of tips a few, like a couple of mouthfuls worth into his flagon, and kind of raises the glass up and takes a drink.
That'll keep you warm at night.
It will.
So we're new in town. What's going on? Why the face off?
Well, looks like the Altdorfs and the Jungfreuds are choosing our little village to have at it. I'm surprised we haven't had any blows yet.
Well, we saw a punch up. We see a punch up going up.
Yeah, And he kind of looks over and he goes, "Yeah, my money's on the young Freud on this one. He's a bit of a hard case, that one.
Or a Penny says
He's
is
fight every night about this time before he goes down and gets himself some ale.
a Penny says it's the Outdorfian.
I'll take that bet.
All right.
Class, I'll take that bet.
Shit, did I take gambling or not? Yes, yes, I did. I'm not very good at it, but I've got it.
Give me a gambling roll.
Average.
Yeah, challenge him because it's opposed.
Balls.
Okay.
Close though.
Maybe
I'd won.
Does he win? Okay. Sure enough, you watch the scene unfold, and 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But very quickly, this young Freud soldier renders the Altdorfian that he was fighting unconscious. You realise that the guy's probably got hands that are nearly 3 times the size of yours. His chest is, probably 1.5 times the width of Rembrandt's chest. He probably stands no more than about an inch shorter than Ella. He is a powerhouse.
That's to say, sure, I've got like 40 odd strength.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
big.
is a powerhouse. And he looks around, and there's a couple of other, a couple of young Freuds are kind of clapping and egging him on. There's a couple more Altdorfians who are kind of weighing up whether they should go in, and then sheepishly they dart forward, and he gestures to kind of take him away. And he kind of turns around and he picks up his kind of chain shirt and he pulls it back on over top of his sort of undergarments. Well, that's another one that was no fun. Let's go get ourselves an ale. The farmer kind of nods at you and says, "Easy money. I've seen him fight before. Don't worry about it, lass."
What else has been going on?
Not much. This stalemate for the last couple of days. I heard that the Altdorf lady is in the camp follower alongside the young Freud leader.
Oh, they're having a chat about this then, so it could be sorted out.
Well, I guess that's what they're trying to do.
All right, what's the tavern like here? Is it worth stopping off at?
That's all right. Not a lot to write home about. Full of soldiers, though. If you don't mind drinking with soldiers, you'll get right on.
Oh, they're good for losing a penny too from time to time. What's the road like south of here?
Yeah, I wouldn't go too far south from here. What is the road south of here like? Good question.
It's west from here we're going, isn't it?
Are we? Where are we? No, we're in the middle one, aren't we? Yeah. Yes, we've still got to go south.
Over here.
No, from here, you're going to go west. You're at the...
So it is here then.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. I thought we were up at the other place.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's where we drop the kids off.
Well, heading west from here, you're going to get up into the mountains. It's going to get colder, especially this time of the year. Although the snows aren't going to be down too far, but it'll be cold. South of here, you'll hit swamps of Hupperberg.
Any business on the road to the west?
Not really. There might be a little bit, but there's not a lot happening here, people are too nervous about this army not wanting to leave their houses in case they use our little humble village as a battleground.
Yeah, that makes sense. You've got to be careful when the army's in town.
Yeah.
I'll wish him good evening and flip him another brass penny. Have yourself a drink on me.
He catches it and smiles, raises his glass and smiles. And you, lass, take it easy. Don't go picking no fight with the soldiers.
All right. So what do? We head off to see.
Well, I'm going to deliver my letter.
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to stay
my
outside.
job.
The tavern is a fairly plain affair. Smallish common room. Standing room only at this time of day. Clearly not designed or built for such a large volume of people. You have locals. They actually kind of stand out in the fact that they're not wearing uniforms or armor. Then you have here and there the dotted here and there in the odd table. Mostly one side of the sort of the common room. 3 or 4 tables full of Altdorf soldiers. Other side of the common room, 2 or 3 tables full of Jungfreud soldiers.
You can see the big dude in there somewhere.
The big dude has just arrived. He's arrived just ahead of you and he's kind of over at the bar buying a round of drink for his 2 companions who are kind of clearly between them describing the melee that they've just witnessed and probably embellishing it a little. One of the tables in the corner, you can see your patron sat reading something with a couple of well-dressed and well-appointed soldiers sitting there very stiffly, almost kind of to attention, waiting for some kind of order to relax.
Rob might want to turn his camera off.
Has he just gone to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh.
Looks like it.
Turn your camera off, dude.
I just heard you guys call my name.
Yeah, because you look like you were asleep.
Same
Or dead.
name,
Because
same
yeah, I'm
name.
sorry.
Turn my camera off.
There you go.
Well, if you're going to go to sleep, yeah, turn your camera off.
I'll
Yeah,
bug off
no,
all of
I
Medi's
wasn't
settings.
planning to go to sleep.
Okay. Well, turn your camera back on then.
Oh,
Right.
please.
Yeah, she sat there, seemingly poring over or reading some kind of document. Like the general ambience and atmosphere of Traysburg, there is that current of tension inside the camp follower. Feels like the wrong word, the wrong person could ignite a very serious brawl.
I'm just going to go over to the big dude and just have a drink with him. While whatever Lanwin is going to do, what he's going to do, I'm just going to go over, buy a round of shots for the 3 dudes, tell me how much it costs, and I'll just stay there and drink and chat with them about the fight. Kind of playing it up, how big and strong and how awesome he was.
Well, I'm not there because I've gone to the followers camp.
That's where we are.
That's where you are.
Place.
Oh, sorry. I thought.
Ah.
Sorry.
Yeah, the inn has been renamed to the Camp Follower.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes, the inn has been renamed to the camp follower.
that's fine. As long as it's where it's addressed to, that's fine.
That's what I was pointing out. I was translating it for you because you can't read it and saying this is Camp Follower.
Yeah. In which case, I shall approach the table. I shall doff my cap and a message for your mum.
Without looking at you. On the table, thank you very much. You're dismissed.
You're welcome, ma'am. It's quite important. I think you might want to look at it now. Begging me pardon, ma'am.
Give me a... Let me have a look at your character for a second. I've got to remember all the skills. Give me a charm test, please, but at -10.
Ooh.
Different
That
status.
puts me like normal.
That puts you. That's about the same as mine, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to use a point of dig to do for and redo that.
Okay. Reroll.
Actually, at the moment, with her, I'd be higher than you.
Boo-shaka.
A tiny bit. Nice.
She glances up as you kind of continue to hover around the table. One of the soldiers kind of clears his throat. She kind of glances up. Oh yes, yes. And as she kind of glances up, she goes, "Oh yes, yes. Suppose you expect to be tipped." And she kind of reaches towards a small leather pouch or purse that sat by her side, kind of absently kind of puts her hand in. You can hear the sound of coins chinking as she looks up. And she's in the process of pulling out like a brass penny when she realizes who it is. And she kind of... You're delivering a letter to me here?
Indeed, ma'am. We've been told you'd moved, and I asked your manservant if you could send a letter, and he said you'd moved, and I said I'd take it for him.
But we're delivering a letter. Hold on a minute. We're delivering a letter here to ask her how we get here.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. At least we're not going to look stupid while we do it.
I'm getting paid for this.
Is that the name for tonight?
We're not asking her how to get here. We're giving her a bit of an overview of what we found.
Yeah.
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 So this is important enough that you've come all the way from Ubersreich, and now she kind of puts her hands on the letter. You've come all the way from Ubersreich to deliver a letter that you wrote?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I didn't write it, but I can't write ashamedly to myself. But I just thought, if we're coming this way anyway, we'd bring the letter to you.
One of the soldiers at the table has a smirk on his face. The other one is kind of looking confused. And she kind of, okay. I presume this is going to name our suspect?
Almost, ma'am. It'll fill you in on the gaps, and it's something we wished you to talk about while we were in Uberstrike, but you were no longer there, so we had to write a letter to you, and your good servant said you were down here and you needed a messenger to take the letter, so I said I would take it because I'm a messenger.
My God. Make sure you salute at the end of that.
We'll be in camp for the night, ma'am. So we're going to find lodgings for the night, and then your pleasure. We'll come, and if you can send somebody to come and get us, or we'll see you whenever you're free. And I'm getting a little bit uncomfortable while I'm at this table because I'm way at my depth for these important people.
She kind of reads the letter and she looks it over. She folds it and passes it to one of the officers, one of the soldiers who is an officer to her side, who kind of looks from her to you and then down at the piece of paper as he opens it. And he reads it. He closes it, passes it back to her. I see. Small problem that we'll have to deal with, ma'am. And she nods. Thank you, Lanwin.
Pleasure, my lady.
I appreciate the update. I also appreciate the disturbing information in here. How much have you said in the letter?
Did I write it?
No,
No,
I guessed it.
I did. What we've investigated, what we found as in the cult, but not giving any specific details, mentioned that a witch hunter attacked while we were in the middle of the investigation there. And I'll pass on the fact that we're on our way to check out the tower after
Did we mention the fact about
chatting with Glazer?
Did we mention the fact about the broken or the bottle with the hole in it and the evaporated?
Yeah, I'll put in what we found at the tower. Well, no, because we're not meant to go to the tower. We were told not to go to the tower. But I'll say that all evidence is pointing towards it. Something came from the mountains. That seems to be the cause of the death. Then I'll explain the lenses and things that's been set up there by the Glazer, and we're going to investigate that.
She slides a silver shilling across the table at you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And as you put your hand on it, she simply says, Lanwin.
Yes, ma'am.
No more disturbances until you have the name.
Sorry, ma'am. I'll inform my my compatriots. And so we just thought this was quite important.
We've got a name, haven't we? At the tower.
Well, we've got what was the name of the tower? The tower was it
Sybil Hagedorn?
Sybil Hagedorn, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that in the.
But we don't know whether she.
Yeah, I don't know if she's the murderer, but that's who we're going to see.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not accusing her because we don't know what's going on over there.
So okay. So she will rephrase that to say, no more disturbances until you name the murderer, the suspect in the murder.
Yes, ma'am. We just thought it was good to appraise you of our change of direction in this endeavour.
Thank you for keeping me up to date. You didn't need to come all the way down here to see me. This could have waited until I returned.
No, we thought haste would be the best. Oh, sorry to interrupt.
But if you're heading to the Tower of Vane, I suppose no harm, no foul on you bringing it. So, good on your initiative. I shall have a word with my manservant. I think he sent you as a bit of a joke.
No, he paid fine coin to deliver this message, and I've done my duty.
You have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now dismissed.
I'll take the silver coin and put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
And bow, and then back away without knocking any chairs over.
Okay. Okay. The man in front of you is even more, shall we say, impressive close up.
Wait, did I miss something? Is this a sex scene?
Too much Baldur's Gate, Dart.
Yes, it's a barn door.
Oh, perfect timing to come back in. Perfect comment to come back in with.
I don't remember this bit.
It was someone that was beat up another soldier outside that's gone to the bar.
He is definitely of a similar height to Ella. Muscular. Arnie in his later years rather than Arnie in Conan kind of muscular. So he's not a huge bodybuilder, but he clearly likes to keep himself fit and keep himself in shape. He has slung kind of nonchalantly now over a shoulder, but not strapped across his back as such, a Zweihander. Probably almost as tall as he is, at a bit of a jaunty angle so he doesn't kind of trip over it. His two companions, probably 5'7", 5'8", the tallest between them. So it's a little bit comical that, they look up to him and he definitely looks down to them. And he kind of...
Everybody looks down at me.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you and nods.
I was standing over there watching that fight. I put a penny against you and I lost it. You're a good fighter.
Yeah. Well, at least you're honest. Next time, don't bid against me. Don't bet against me.
Don't bed you?
One of them goes. One of them goes. Yeah, he hasn't lost a fight yet. Now, let's not be too bragging about my success.
No, but you got an impressive frame. I mean, look at those arms, and I'm just going to kind of run my fingers down his biceps.
Okay. He stands there and he smiles.
Do you know? I've got a traveling companion. She's built almost the same way as you. She's huge. I wonder if you could beat her.
I don't think that's possible. I don't think he could take Ella.
Well,
I'm going to say quite loudly.
I'll be honest with you. I tend not to beat on women. They're far more useful in other ways.
Honestly, he deserves an ass kicking just for that.
Ella.
Am I in the room?
Yeah, you're in the inn.
Oh, but I just not with that.
Not with Kay at the moment, no.
I think you should give him the old twist and squeeze.
Who, me or Ella?
Ella. Just
that said,
you can double team and you go low, she goes high.
I've got no
she wear an
idea.
Altdorf. That said, she wear an Altdorf uniform.
What are you talking about, by the way? Is that
No. She's just a traveling companion.
Is that a wrestling reference or something?
So what's the plan? Are you going to take down the Altdorfian army one at a time? I mean, you got the build for it. How long have you been here for?
The Duke has told us we're not allowed to directly engage. We're to hold and see how the negotiations play out. I'm bored, though. Bit of fun. They know it's a bit of fun. As long as we don't use weapons and stab each other, it won't get out of hand.
Nothing wrong with a bit of fun.
Promise me, Captain, no weapons. So what brings you here? Not seeing you around. You're not Altdorfian, are you? Or part of the Altdorf. You are Altdorfian, but you're not part of the army. Well, that's good.
No, we're just passing through. Just travellers walking through, looking to make a penny here and there.
Well, good luck on that.
Yeah. Any business in your camp?
There's always business. Depends what you're offering.
Well, we're pretty good at moving things around discreetly.
So as a board, what you would know for sure is that we're talking medieval times, right? Every army has followers.
Right.
There are prostitutes, smiths, merchants, a whole range of professions that will follow an army. There is you can genuinely make, I'm not suggesting this at all, but you could genuinely make money as a prostitute following an army because they want, soldiers want comfort. And so that's not unusual. So when he says it depends what kind of work you're looking for, it's not a derogatory statement, but you as a board would understand some of the connotations of what he's saying.
Yep, no, that's fine.
And he kind of looks and says, I'm sure there's work in the camp. You just need to ask and be clear about what you're offering.
Well, I don't think I'm offering what you're thinking I'm offering, but I mean, I can ask my big friend over there if she's interested.
Well,
this is Kurgan talking.
Yeah.
Is that because she's got a pretty mouth?
Your big friend? She looks fine.
I'm not sure she'd be open to it, literally.
Did I mention that I'm wearing a wig? Hello, boys.
Between you and I, how do I put this delicately? Because some people don't like it. Between you and I don't enjoy that company.
No, well, that's fine. We have other friends in the group.
I am in with a chance.
I was going to say, you don't need to wait.
Damn it. That's where I'm going. There's the big knightly looking chap. I mean, he's a lovely guy, very, very willing.
Or is this how we get Jet to talk more?
Yeah, we get Jet to squeal like a pig.
It's like the scene from.
Can we hear banjo music?
It's like the scene from Willow when he's in that.
It's about to be the scene from Benny Hill.
As everybody runs
Deliverance.
As long as it's not the scene from Deliverance, I was about to say, Maddie.
Well, offer's interesting. I'll have a think, but not tonight.
All right. Well, listen, we're in town just for just overnight, probably. If you know anybody that needs any help moving some stuff around, then we have some talent in that area. Always nice to make friends, and I'll head back to. I'll just pour another sip of
As
my.
you kind of turn to head back, you feel his rather somewhat callous but large, meaty hand on your shoulder.
Oh, sorry. Was it a horse you're looking for? Is it that kind of company?
And he kind of just turns you, kind of forces you almost gently, but forces you to turn. You say, where did you say you came from?
We've headed down from Ubersreich. We've been travelling around. Just travelling through.
Right.
No address at the moment. Going where the money takes us.
And you're heading back that way?
No.
You're not there. We might be. Why? What's interesting? What you got?
Go see Reichardt Fritz. Just ask for him at the camp gates, the camp entrance. Tell him Theodolus sent you.
Hang on.
And
hang on. What's his name? Theodolus?
He's called Theodolus.
That's great. Amazing. Okay. And what's the name of the army? What?
The guy to go and see is Reichardt. Richart. Reichardt Fritz.
Yeah, sorry. What's the faction that
He is Young Freud.
Young Freud. Hence the young Freudian slip earlier.
Technically, he is, as far as the Altdorfs are concerned, he's part of the traitor army.
Got it. Yeah. And so
Go see Reichardt.
okay.
I heard him the other day saying he needed to get something into Ubersreich on the quiet.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll go and have a chat. And I'll buy another round just before I head off for the three of them.
The round will probably set you back 6 or 7 pennies.
That's fine.
How do you spell Fritz?
Fritz.
Just how you spell it, like the cat.
All right.
Oh, sorry. I wrote notes and they didn't say
Theodolus.
Yeah.
Theodoli. Theodolus.
I put LAS at the end.
Yeah, that's fine. LAS. Theodolus.
And Reichardt Fritz was the other dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're young Freuds.
Richard Smith.
Got it.
Let's take a quick 10-minute break
Okay, dokie.
All right.
so I can figure
well-
out why you need to go and see Rykart.
I thought that might be the case. What do I know about Rykart? Do I know his position or his
No,
body?
he just told you to go see Rykart. Didn't tell you anything about him.
All right.
Quick question, Zed.
Yeah.
Um,
That's amazing. Do you know? And then I talked to the nurses at the hospital and what they're getting. It's frightening.
The head of a local government was on something like I think it's 180 grand, and the members of committee there don't think they're on enough because they're going to look at the head of another council nearby that's over 200 grand. It's like that's
if you
why
consider the size of the budgets they're managing, though.
But they're not. But managing them, they're just a figurehead at the top of the thing. I used to work in the chief exec's department for a local government, and he did subtle at all. Did nothing.
Most local government does.
Yeah, exactly. But 200 grand's worth of nothing. It's like, yeah. When you consider that the staff that were actually doing things were on around 16 grand at the time, it's like, yeah, the mind boggles. That's why there's no money in this country, because all the governments are getting stupid money like that. Oh.
Well, my view is that if the government gets a pay rise, then nurses and teachers should get a pay rise too. They're exactly the same amount.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Personally, I think all the politicians need a pay cut.
That's very socialist,
Agreed.
Medi.
I know that was not me, but it's how I feel, because when you realise that, for example, train drivers 60 grand a year, nursing
Mailman.
a quarter of that. No, we're very well paid for what we do. It's terms and conditions with us.
Yeah, terms and conditions. You are not allowed to wear shorts in winter.
That happened once, you know.
How dare they?
I know. It's
How
it's like people say, "Why do you wear shorts when it's raining?" It's because you don't get swimming with trousers, do you? There's nothing worse than wearing wet trousers all day.
Yeah.
I mean, there are several things worse than that, to be honest. But
I was about to say there are.
What, like festering knob rot?
Shaving your balls with a rusty razor while blindfolded.
Oh my god.
Done that. It's not fun.
But just the once.
And cleaning it with rubbing alcohol afterwards.
Jesus.
Lywell and Dettol. A bit of good scrub.
Oh, my old favourite, TCP.
Oh,
Why do you have that next to, is it, do you just swig it every now and again, you know?
I like the pain.
I was thinking, do you gargle that, Medi?
Yeah. Oh, God. I don't know why it's here. I can't remember. I think the boy probably got something and I left it here. And it's been here, like my desk. Everything's been here forever.
The thing I want to know, though, Medi, is have you put the wallpaper up yet?
No, I'm off 2 weeks now. I'm going to do it next week. Maybe.
You better.
Depends how I do well in
Maybe.
Starfield and Baldur's Gate.
I started playing Starfield and the stories really put me off in the first like half hour. I just felt a bit janky.
I'm doing side quests.
It's like you're mining, you touch this thing, and then all of a sudden you have to agree to fucking agree. It's
that bit was a bit you know. Yeah, I understand what you mean there, right?
And like Lynn, who's your employer, is just like, yeah, you go, it's fine. Yeah, you should definitely do that. And you're just like,
safety. Well, no, don't worry.
What?
It's very railroady that first.
It's without giving you a good reason to be railroaded. That's what's annoyed me. It's not like you will die if you don't do this. You know, it's just we just kind of want you to join this organization where people will shoot at you and stuff. Or I could just fuck off, to be honest.
Well, Lynn's now working for me, so it's like.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt a bit weird. I'm definitely happy to give it a bit more goal, given that I haven't really paid any money more than I have already paid to play it. I might as well give it a go, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say ignore
Hi,
the main
Mark.
storyline and just. I mean, I've hardly done the story because I keep getting sidetracked by all the other stuff that I find.
Yeah,
it's the usual Bethesda game thing, which is fine. I really enjoy it. But...
Before I forget, Sunday I probably won't be around Sunday night. My boy wants to go back to uni, so I don't think
No, don't worry about it. Yeah.
I think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is Chick
Alright.
back?
Do you have any other plans? I take it you're going to try and get a room and stay here for the night. Is there any other plan?
Do you want to just find somewhere to camp up with the outdoor army?
Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe get a bit of gossip, listen around the camp talk, see what's going
Exactly.
I'm wondering about going and talking to.
Plus, also, it probably has the best price of being free.
on. That is
Yeah.
very true. And also
Sorry.
maybe find out how the road west is.
Got a feeling that an inn in the middle of this kind of situation might be quite expensive.
Yeah, milking the crap out of it.
You
Thomas.
can definitely, you can find your way to the outdoor army, and you can find the area where the hangers on, the camp, the follow the camp,
The camp cooks and all that kind of stuff.
actual camp army followers are all camped, and you can, very casually just strike a tent or six and just camp in the vicinity.
Yep, that sounds like a plan. I'll update everybody about what my conversation was with Emmanuel and Nangst.
And I'm going to suggest Thomas comes with me to go and see Reichardt.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting
Rembrandt asked, "Do you need a hand with anything? Has he had enough?"
I'm keeping
Thomas,
away
do we
in
need
case
a
they
hand?
get strung up as spies. So I'm going to keep my distance.
Thomas, what do you think?
Sorry, I zoned out. What do I think of what?
So I'm suggesting we go and see Reichardt.
Yes, I've already said yes.
Yeah. Do we think we need help from a big, shiny knight? Nice.
Nah.
Like
I'm not a big
No.
shiny knight at all.
You kind of
His plumes will get in the way. He'll probably trip over them or something. We'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Poncy ass. Let's get
Yeah.
on.
He's probably got to feed his horse as well.
Maybe take Ella.
No.
My suggestion is you take someone who's handy with you.
It'll be fine. Don't worry.
I'm not going to take a postman with me.
Go.
I didn't say handsy, I said handy.
We'll be fine. Don't worry. You'd be surprised how handy Thomas is in a fight.
Are you still injured though?
No, I got a lot better.
the good thing is, because of the way Traysburg is kind of sandwiched in between the two armies, you can get into town, walk through. Well, I say town, walk through the hamlet, walk out the other side to the army's kind of the camp boundary, and not effectively be seen coming out of the outdoor army encampment and stuff like that. You get to the sort of the guards, and one of them kind of, all right, what you doing?
Oh, looking for business. It's a bit late, but we've only just got into town. We're a bit late, so we're going to head through to the followers' camp. Not the tavern. Your followers' camp. See if anybody needs any help with anything.
Okay, through left.
Thank you.
Did Theodolus, fucking amazing name. Did he tell us where Reichardt is? I can't remember.
He
Sorry.
just said, ask for Reichardt.
Oh, bollocks.
Some of the
Okay.
camp followers might be a good place to start.
Yeah, I'm going to skip past the guard because we got past him, and we'll just move through to camp. If I see like non-military personnel in the camp, like chefs or something like that, I'll start asking around.
Okay. The chefs and stuff. The for the most part, the army has finished feeding itself. So the first area that you kind of walk through are the picket fences, the pickets and tents of the small groups of soldiers. There's each tent probably has between 3 and 6 soldiers attached to it. There's probably 50 of these tents in total. You estimate, the army strength is maybe 250, 300 soldiers, mostly infantry. You can hear the sound of horses in the distance, but you have no reason to get close to those as you kind of follow the rough direction. And it's almost like the stragglers, the hangers-on and stuff is almost the same size as the actual standing army. Probably another 200 or so people, maybe another 30 or 40 tents in total, and a mixture of sizes and types. There's definitely the cooks and the chefs, there's the smiths, there's the the ladies of comfort and all that kind of stuff are dotted around and stuff. And
Oh, I need to go and speak to the ladies then.
okay,
I'm sure they'll know who Reichhardt might be, or where he might be.
yeah, you find a couple that are sat just generally chatting quietly, having a drink, and one of them looks up and you're new here.
Passing through. Been told to look for somebody called Reichhardt. You haven't seen him around anywhere, have you?
Reichhardt. I've heard the name. Shells is regular with a Reichhardt.
Shells.
Shells.
Where do I find Shells?
4 tents that way. But
Currently
she's a bit of
occupied.
a screamer, so if there's noise coming from the tent, I'd kind of wait.
Do we need that detail, Zed?
Yeah. If I'm tired, we do, yes.
All right. So I'm assuming they're like traditional kind of tents, right? So I'll move up to the tent.
Yeah.
I assume with Thomas following.
And you politely wait for about half an hour.
I'll think lightly from time to time outside.
Yeah. And eventually a youngish soldier, probably, he comes out kind of pulling on his kind of what's the word? I guess vestment, but he's kind of
Jerkin?
yeah.
Tunic, something like that.
It's in young Freud colours. And he blushes as he comes out when he sees you and Thomas kind of sat on little bits of wooden log outside the tent, kind of coughing every now and then. And he kind of, without looking back, he kind of scurries off.
And I'll give him a very polite applause as he walks away.
That just makes him walk even faster. And then this kind of head just appears through the curtain going, "You ridiculing my regulars?"
No,
Over to you, sir. Over to you, love.
over to you.
I'm just gonna hang around in the background. Maybe blend into the background a little bit. Not stealthing, just being inconspicuous whilst you do your thing.
I've been told to come here and look for Reichhardt, and your friend over there said you might know where to find him.
Reichhardt? There's probably dozens of Reichardts here. Do you have a second name?
I do. His name is... Fuck me, I even took a note for once. Reichhardt Fritz.
That's a weird name.
I can't. Fuck me, he even took some notes.
She probably knew that.
Fritz. Yes. Yes. Poor Reichhardt. He is the third quartermaster. Center of camp, 3 big tents. Look to the one that's kind of to the southeast. That'll be Fritz's.
All right, I'll say thanks and flicker a brass penny and say, "There's another brass penny if you can tell me why he's poor. Poor Fritz. I need some leverage here."
She chuckles. Let's just say he has a few mail problems.
We've got a postman.
Quietly fall off my chair at this point.
She chuckles.
I'm going to nudge you and go, "No, the penis."
Oh, right. Those kind of problems. Well, I'm sure a lady like yourself can help with that, or at least we.
I'll take you by the arm and just lead you away in the direction of that she's been gesticulating, sighing gently to myself.
And I'm just going to be dragged away, slowly giggling.
You are. Yeah, you are. Yes. Should we pretend to be drunk? Let's pretend to be drunk in camp, and we can like link arms and kind of swagger a little bit.
I've been around a bit. I know what we're talking about here.
Yeah. A bit of singing and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So she just kind of chuckles at you and kind of goes back inside to finish dressing and stuff. You're heading back into the main camp. And sure enough, there appears to be sort of 4 large tents, one at sort of each, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, and then a further big tent right in the middle. That tent in the middle is very round and is very much adorned in the colours of the Jungfreund. You head to the tent that she
Sushi?
She suggested.
Free sushi.
And there's a few guards. There are actually, around these sort of 5 tents, there are a number of guards that are both stationary and patrolling the perimeter. And you get the sense that central tent is probably where the general of this army would normally be. I mean, you go to this tent and the tent is a decent sized tent. Could probably sleep 10 soldiers, no problem. There are a number of crates and things stacked outside. The flap itself is open. Further inside, there's kind of like a drape that blocks an area. Few kind of sort of a couple of candles and a couple of kind of lanterns hanging sort of close to the front. And you can see a figure bent over a table, muttering quietly to himself as he's kind of seems to be stalking something on some parchment or something.
Quartermeister Fritz?
Without turning and looking up. Yeah, what do you want?
I'm just going to have a quick look around to see if we're alone, if there's anybody else in the room.
Nobody else.
I'm going to announce that we're here to help with his mail problem.
He's
Not
on
yet.
his own in the tent. Outside, there are probably a couple of guards within calling distance.
Thomas, they're in calling distance.
Yeah, how calling?
Let's keep the murderization to a minimum tonight. Okay?
Well, okay.
Yeah.
You do your thing. I'm going to wander about the tent looking inconspicuous.
Okay, so I'll move up closely and I'm going to lower my voice and just say, met a lovely young fellow called Theodolus in town. Big bugger. I'm sure you know him. He told us to come and look for you. Said you might have something to move up to Ubersreich.
Oh, well, the lad does pay attention. Good. Well, you heading that way?
Eventually.
Taken, I missed that, Thomas.
Eventually.
Your affiliation?
No affiliation. Independent.
Independent.
Trotters, independent traders.
Brown coats.
Brown coats, yeah. Trotters.
And your moral point of view?
Negotiable.
Ambiguous.
Expensive.
Well,
And expert.
Yeah, we're professionals, bro. Don't worry.
It takes you to. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. It takes you over to a corner. I'm not giving you that name. I'm not giving you Boris Fromferter as a name. That's just ridiculous.
Oh, we could have that forever.
It takes you to a corner of the tent, and he on the floor. Well, actually, on a small table, he kind of lifts a cloth up, and there is a kind of a crate, probably, maybe a foot by a foot, not, and maybe sort of 20 centimeters deep. I need this taken to a merchant in town called Salomon Alexander.
Salomon.
Salomon.
Okay, we're gonna. Hang on. Okay, we're gonna need a little more information. What's the pay?
5 gold crowns.
To take it through the army, all the way up to Ubersreich for 5
Yep.
gold crowns.
Yep.
Oh no, it's going to cost a little more than that.
Do you think it's going to cost me a little bit more than that? Pray tell.
I think for somebody who doesn't really want their post problems known around camp, it'll probably cost closer to 10 gold crowns.
Do you think?
I think it would be a shame for people of the military nature to find out that that their quartermaster is struggling around the ladies.
He looks at you. A little confusion. Okay.
I think we know what we're talking about here.
Every day you get kicked there by a donkey, is it? But
That's-
You just want to go and do it for 4.
I'm gonna.
sell yourself to me. I mean, 5 gold is not an unreasonable number. It's what, 20 miles to Ubersreich. Get it through the gate. Shouldn't have any problem with the gate guards.
Shouldn't or won't? Shouldn't and won't are like a couple of gold apart.
By the way, there's no lid on the crate.
All right, what's in it?
Oh, I assumed it was a closed crate. That's because
No. There are. I think the description of it.
It's a green glowing rock.
It just
It's 20 green glowing rocks.
Yeah.
And a small child with tentacles.
They appear to be. Well, I'm just going to go with a classic trope, I think. Black, circular looking things with small pieces of wax and glass wick sticking out of them.
Scented candles.
Or just being a devil on probably Thomas's shoulder. This is getting paid so that we have more weaponry.
They would be. You'd recognise them as bombs, basically, and there are 6 of them.
6 bombs.
6 bombs
Okay.
and some gold crowns in your pocket. That sounds like a deal.
I am all over this idea, especially since we're going to go and see a wizard in a tower. I think we can go on the horse alongside the glowing green rock, and we can make a trap out of this later on.
It's like
You can fuck right off.
Loads.
Your horse has got an even.
It's all right. If you want to do that, it's cheaper to give them to Medi and get Langwin to take him in as a.
I'll tell you what, actually,
Yeah.
warpstone tied to a bomb
Yeah.
is the equivalent of a woof dirty bomb. That's for
Yes, that's what that is.
Jesus.
And it ain't getting tied to my horse.
The,
All right,
the impact
so-
of that going off, the corruption that would spread in that blast radius would be nasty.
Check.
Well, don't give
okay.
Thomas fucking ideas, or Chick rather.
Okay, just to
Hang on,
get
who ordered
check.
exploding puppies?
Guy, just to check. We're taking
Yes.
this. We're going to go and do our mission, and if these items survive, we'll take them back. Yeah. We're
Yeah.
not planning on going home and coming back again. Cool. Let's make it 6. 6. Okay, 6, and we've got a deal.
Seven.
6.
Danger money.
I'm
Come on.
gonna elbow him in the ribs and go, 6. Fine, don't push it. He's touchy enough as it is, apparently.
One of you give me a haggle roll.
I'll do it. I haven't haggled for ages.
Hang on, what's your fucking haggle?
Don't get in here with what's your haggle. You'll roll a fucking 96 anyway.
Assistant.
No, you're not having anything. I'm going to do here we go, challenging haggle roll. Boom, there you go.
I'm built for fucking haggling, you arse monkey.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put a fortune point on that. There you go. Job done. I'm not an arse monkey. I'm your ally. I've got 6 bombs, bro. Anyway, be careful.
You're the least trustworthy ally I think I've ever known.
I've also got 6 bombs and some warp stone, so you want to be careful.
What could possibly go wrong?
Hang on, I'm counting our companions. There's 6 companions, and then there's Chick.
Yep.
He pulls out. He kind of turns over, goes back to his kind of table, and he kind of thumbs through a couple of pieces of parchment, pulls one out, picks up his quill. He seems to scratch something out and changes the number. All right.
And this is
6
money up
gold
front,
crowns.
right? This is money up
7
front.
gold crowns, sorry, is what you asked for. Effectively 1 each. He rolls it up and he kind of waxes, seals it, and he hands it to you. Payment on delivery.
That's not how we work.
50% up front.
I was going to say 40, but I like my friend here.
Oh,
She's
it's a
got-
negotiation. And I'll flash him a smile.
Miles are extra.
Do this one. Payment up front. Show me that you're reliable. Next time we do business, I'll give you 50 up front.
Fuck me, it's going to be a shame when everybody knows about your mail problems.
Smiles at you. Do we have a deal?
Thomas,
We need some handling charges. I mean, we need to think about this. I mean, these aren't like we've got to pay the horse for a start to carry them. I mean, come on, you can't just leave us to walk out of here with 6 bombs and no money. We'll get laughed at.
also, we can't fucking stay in town tonight or with the other army or walk around with 6 fucking bombs under our arses.
Well, that's a very good point.
He just looks at you very impassively. Guess we don't have a deal then, gentlemen. Madam.
Okay, I like fun. Let's go for it.
If there's no deal, then we'll take the deal that's a bad deal. I suppose I did roll a terrible haggle roll, didn't I? So
You did
let's
do a
just
very
take...
terrible haggle roll, yes.
I mean, I got it to 0, but that's not going to cut it, is it?
Yeah, it still technically it was a -0, so technically it still counts as a failure.
Yeah.
But not as bad as it would have been. So generally speaking, you get the sense he doesn't know you from Adam.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
If he knew, so from an intuition perspective, you do get the sense that he's a fairly genuine guy, and you get the sense that he would absolutely uphold. If you delivered this one, and he got word back that you were reliable, you do believe that he would pay you 50% up front of any future jobs. The downside is you are technically now working for the enemy. But does that bother you? Probably not.
Well, I'm assuming the crate is unmarked.
Crate is unmarked, yeah. And there is a lid that you can seal the crate up. But he also was very clear. There was a clear intention to show you what you are transporting.
How big are these items individually?
They're throwable, basically.
Cool. I was going to say, I think we'd be better off not taking the box and maybe splitting them between us.
They're like cricket ball size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Let's split them.
did you find out what sort of time frame?
There was no time frame stated, and we're not going to ask.
There will be a time frame stated. He needs them to be delivered within 5 days.
2 days to the tower and back. And then a couple of days for the wizard to teleport us to there. It'd be fine. And if they, accidentally go off, that wouldn't be our fault.
Can we do it in 5 days?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it depends how long you spend at the tower.
No, it does, about 4 weeks.
Depends if you're in
Okay.
prison.
But the important thing is with the tower, we've now got a little bit of negotiation. We've got 2 bits of negotiation, in fact. We've got a carrot and a stick.
Yeah, but have you got 7 gold to replace the stick?
That'll be fine. We'll wing it.
I'm more worried about a wizard that's just burned somebody and they're carrying bombs into their tower.
You don't know about any bombs.
No, I'm worried, not my character. I'm worried about this.
I mean, the worst that'll happen is everyone will die.
How volatile are these? Would we know?
That's a good question.
No, you wouldn't know. You've probably never used them before. You know of them. You've just never encountered them.
Okay, are you sure you want to take these out of the crate? I just feel having a bit of padding around something that's going to blow your ass off may not be the wisest decision.
Okay. Anyway, we'll take the crate with us, take it back to the team, and they can decide.
Hang on, because the team are in the other camp. So we're going to walk in there with a pack of fucking bombs.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Because the other option, Thomas, is I can give you my tent, you go and camp out west, and we'll join you in the morning on our way out.
What did we agree with the rest of the party? Did we agree that we would meet them in the morning or that we'd come back at night?
Didn't agree anything. Rembrandt
no,
suggested you take some company and you buggered off.
Yeah, you just left the camp.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You're grown adults. I'm
All
sure
right,
you'll be
let's
fine.
go. We should go and lend me your tent. We'll thank the dude. I'll go camp outside, set up camp. You go back to them and tell them the plan, and I'll just loiter with the explosives.
Don't forget every now and again to take your torch and look in the box to make sure they're all still there.
Close.
And check that the wicks are dry. Okay?
Yes. You need to dry the wicks.
You fuckers aren't there. Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no dipping your wick with those bombs.
No.
All right. So keep yourself discreet. Try and keep yourself hidden if you can. If you don't need the tent, if it's not raining, don't use it, or use it as a tarpaulin if you have to cover it. Keep yourself hidden. We'll find you in the morning.
Yes, sir.
And if we hear a big boom, we know that he's failed to keep himself discreet.
But at least we'll know where to find him.
Boom.
Big bada boom. Bada boom.
All right, so I'm going to go back up through town. I'll go past the tavern, and I'm going to go and see Theodolus and just say, hey, your quartermaster, he's got some real male problems. And I'm going to head up and find the other group.
Okay.
Just plant that little seed in the young Freuds. And I'll find the rest of the guys, the rest of the team, tell them what's been going on. And I'm not going to tell them what's going on. I'm just going to say, Thomas got a bit tired. He went out for town. He didn't want to bother coming straight back. So we'll meet him in the morning just outside to the west.
So he'll be safe.
He'll be fine. He knows how to stay.
I think he'll be safe. I'm worried about everyone else.
It's Thomas, though. He'll be fine. He's a man of the world. And if
Yeah,
Kay
that's what I'm
says
worried
it's
about.
fine, it's fine. But so what do you get up to when you're out there?
Oh, we just had a midnight walk.
Is it lovely?
I like Thomas? Question mark.
Well, Kate, we've been together a while now, and these things are going to happen. There's bonds going to be made. And I'm proud. I know you're a young lady, but I'm proud of you experimenting and reaching out.
Tell me, Lanwin, have you ever had any male problems?
No, my
What?
mail gets
Are
delivered
you-
on
are you
time.
Are you saying Thomas has some male problems? Oh, you're such a bitch.
You
I'll
asked
sign
the
anything.
message if there's any male problems.
Is that why he hasn't come back with you?
Oh, is that what Kay's doing? Is this like some kind of weird word play on words?
She's tired him out.
Oh no, nothing like that. I mean, I'm a young woman of the world, but no, it takes a bit more than that.
You're all
Oh,
idiots.
God.
You're just
You don't
jealous
know we're
of
idiots,
them,
though.
Well, here I am in my tent on my own.
You're
It's
trying
almost-
to sort out your mail problems.
Trying to keep his wick dry.
Yes, I hope he doesn't beat himself up about it.
Is that wrong with my wick?
As long as he doesn't explode all over himself.
Well, I mean, if
you
he
get
did, he'd definitely feel the ground move, wouldn't he?
That was that's the title. We've just said the title somewhere, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Somewhere in the last hour of idiocy, yeah.
Male problems, question mark, is the title of today's episode.
Male problems
Male
have to
problems.
be.
Now, how do you spell it?
I was going to say.
Well, you're the expert of that. MAIL, it's got to be for the pun.
Yeah.
It does.
It's got to be male problems, yeah. Okay, so the night goes by. There are no male problems, female problems. Deliveries happen all around the camps. You meet up with Thomas, and you.
Well, to be fair,
Rather than kind of, I mean, you can get breakfast in the camp if you wish. It's general
breakfast,
food, so it's not amazing. And then you can kind of meet up with Thomas and continue your journey.
I'm going to put my arm
Has
around
Thomas just
Thomas's
got this
shoulder.
crate?
I'm going to put my arm around his shoulder and say, Thomas, if you ever need to talk about things, you know me, I'm a good listener. I've been around the block a few times, Thomas, so if you need to talk about stuff, just by all means, I'll keep it confidential. I'm good at that.
I'm giggling to myself.
And I quite say you can get herbs for things like that.
I'm going to pat both of you on your well-endowed shoulders, give you a bit of a hug and say, thank you, this means a lot to me. And then sit back down on my crate. My new
well
crate.
done.
I've got two
Well
crates.
done. She's a pretty lass.
Yeah.
But what's this crate? What? You didn't have that crate.
Oh, is
You haven't been
that,
carrying that from Ubers, right? What's that?
It's my new pet rock. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
is that some beer footwear?
Yeah. It's for the wizard. Potentially.
Oh,
You taking a side job?
Side job would be. Let's just yes. Yeah. Let's just say yes.
Let's just say we met somebody who had some male problems.
That's a lot of bloody male problems.
Yeah. Maybe you
And
should
the nice thing about this is it needs to go where we're going, and
Look,
it's
Thomas,
fine.
I know we don't see eye to eye all the
That's
time.
Too short. Yeah.
I'm too short.
Yeah. No, I'm too short.
maybe. Sorry.
Maybe. Maybe. Carry on.
Maybe you should put some signage on that crate so people know what it is.
Listen. We've got a delivery.
Yeah. We've got a job.
We're not
It's
asking,
fine.
it's fine.
Is it dangerous? Is it going to cause us any bother?
No, it's going to be fine. You don't need to worry about that. And
Then that's fine with me.
And we negotiated for 3 crowns on delivery.
Each? That's really good. Thank you,
No,
Kay.
no. For the delivery, 3 crowns.
But what
It's
about
not
the
much, but we're going.
delivery fee?
I know,
It was
but
on our route.
it's not much, but we're going there, and the guy was a bit distressed at the time.
Have you got a license to be delivering?
It says
I don't know.
Portsmouth.
Have you?
Yeah.
Look,
Oh,
look,
yeah,
Lamgwin,
yeah. Look, and I'll reach into your pocket.
that's just for mail. I don't think packages are included in that.
Oh,
Oh.
I can see a business in that. I think our mail business, our messenger business, maybe should branch into.
I mean,
that at some
but you
point.
shouldn't prioritize packages though. That would be
No,
disgraceful,
that'd
wouldn't
be
it?
disgraceful. Should never prioritise packages over letters to loved ones.
Exactly.
You would normally use APD, outdoor package delivery.
That's right. But don't use herpes.
So hang on, I'm just making a note of this. Ed, it was 7 gold crowns we negotiated on delivery, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
To
so
a
it's
guy called Solomon Alexander.
yeah,
All you
Solomon
know is
Alexander,
merchant.
a merchant. Yep. Okay, and so the group will get
Free. That's really good. I mean, I only get paid like 35 shillings for coming down here with the letters.
Well,
know,
you-
right?
5 shillings.
Really good.
Christ, sod this adventuring lot. I'm just
Oh,
going to
no,
be
it
a
wasn't.
messenger.
It wasn't 35 shillings. Sorry, it's 35 copper pieces. Wasn't it? Yeah, pennies. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 1.5 shillings almost.
All right. You kind of discuss all this on the journey westwards as you kind of cross over the river, following the less travelled road. Certainly, the road north of Treysberg to Ubersreich that you've kind of come down is of a, as I say, it's shoddy. It's shoddily maintained, but it's not as bad as this road that you've travelled on, or you're travelling on westwards into the Grey Mountains. Within sort of a couple of hours, you can start to feel the chill come down from the mountains themselves, and as you kind of hit the hills, the foothills of the mountains, start to climb upwards. It's not too long before you need to pull out your warmer clothes and start to add the layers on. The journey, the next sort of 3 hours, so for most of the morning, you arrive. Well, you don't actually arrive. It's very strange. Atop a bluff, as the road passes through a bit of a canyon area in the Grey Mountains, atop a bluff, you can make out a number of buildings and several ropes kind of fastened to the side of the canyon. It seems to be the only way that you can get up to this, to whatever this is. But the road continues onwards. It's lunchtime. There's still plenty of daylight for you to continue travelling.
How are you doing, Thomas? That great.
We're fine.
And Volkman with his box.
You okay? It's not too heavy for you.
No, don't worry. Don't worry, thank you. I've got 2 boxes, it's fine. One of them is a bit more dangerous than the other, though. Do you want to borrow this one that we found in a cupboard?
No,
Found
no,
in the
no.
ground?
No,
Because you look like... I understand your concern, and like you look like you need to carry something, so how about you hang on to this? And don't
No,
worry, this little lad here will keep you company.
I've been told to only carry letters in my profession.
Letters. Okay, so you don't want
thank
to
you.
see that...
Missives and things like that. But thank you. I wouldn't want to take your job from you. I don't
Okay,
think that's right. I want to make sure you're okay, though.
I am. Yeah, I'm a lot stronger than I look.
And as we're walking along, I'm going to take Thomas to one side and say, "You don't think this could be worth more than 7 in Ubersreich or somewhere else, do you?"
I think these are going to be quite handy wherever we go, quite frankly.
Maybe. I have a friend we could speak to in Ubersreich as well. He's a fence for the Baron. He might be able to help us move these if we need to.
You've always got these friends, but you know, let's focus on the task in front of us. I'm pretty sure the wizard will be very excited to see what we've got in our pockets.
Okay.
And if he's not excited, I'm sure we can make him excited.
Can I
Rembrandt
just ask, did you
elbows
think...
Lamgwin and says, "They seem to be getting on well together."
Yeah. Can I? Is it worth maybe
It's
like
you love.
slipping one into the other box? Is there room in the other box to slip one of these in?
Don't.
Oh,
You'd be
go
an
on, do
idiot.
it. Do it.
Don't.
Do it.
I
Slip it in.
can't believe you said pocketses.
Why not? But you've got
what-
treasures.
The wolfstone's already affecting him.
What do you mean, Jake? Like put one of the bombs in with the warp stone?
Yeah,
Fucking
just in case.
Dude, he's loco.
I think Chick's fed up with this campaign now, wants it to end.
It's a
Um,
negotiating tactic, okay?
I would.
I'm never actually going to
say-
light it. Would my
I would
character think that's
say
a bad idea?
probably not.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Just because the box
It will end the campaign.
the box isn't that deep.
Okay.
You would need to. Yeah, I think you would need to take out the inner. Let's call it a tray for the time being, where the people warp stone sits on. If you stripped all that out, you could probably have a rattling piece of warp stone and a rattling bomb inside.
Right.
It's
So
a
I'm thinking
metal
about something
container.
like a the K-foam cases where you can kind of just carve a little bit out. Anyway, no, it's fine. We'll keep them next to each other.
And I'll be really clear about this. So nobody else knows what Thomas is carrying. I do, and I'm going to keep an eye on the fucker because I know he's a shifty bastard.
Yeah.
We all know it's a shifty bastard.
Yeah, we've
Well,
all figured that bit out.
Landwind is automatically shooting its beer for wherever, so it's a nice little thing.
Yeah, I'm seriously considering we need to split the party at the moment. The people with the dangerous objects that are going to go boom go
But you-
in one direction, and the rest of us another.
Towards the wizard that you've got no leverage over, yeah?
But if only we knew.
Warpstone is leverage for a wizard. Come on.
My warp stone, you mean?
Do we definitely know it's
We don't
Warpstone, though?
No,
We don't. No,
we don't know
we
what it
don't.
is.
No.
We don't.
Actually, has anyone have we even tried a law test on it?
No, we haven't got
Well,
any.
The only
that
thing,
kind of
I,
law,
the only thing
but-
I'm thinking
There's
is
no suitable law skills, have we?
Law
No,
mystic.
no,
it'd
no,
be
it's
probably-
just the same colour as the mist, and I've no idea why the mist was that green.
Good point. Yeah.
But we don't know that the wizards have got anything sinister going on, so we don't need that leverage over them. We're going to check out what's going on up here.
Yeah,
He
I do find it.
20 miles away.
I do find it slightly weird why you would put that green glowing stone in a metal box that stops it from glowing outwards. But that's now. It's people put things in strange places.
I mean, we'd be sensible enough to know that it's a bit fucking weird, and it's clearly something a bit weird and special. And
Rocks
wizards
don't
like
normally
weird
glow.
stuff. Right.
Well-
and
Wizards likes weird things. Yeah.
well,
absolutely.
we can ask the wizard what it is.
We can.
No, we can't. We pretend we know what it is.
We pretend we know what it is.
At least its value. Robert.
Yeah.
But we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
just would have heard
green glowing stone that looks a bit like snot.
All right, let's carry on walking. We're going. Where are we now? We near a pub yet?
We
No,
need
don't go
power.
to the pub tonight with that lot. No, please don't.
Okay, you continue. You continue westwards. Another sort of hour. So you're about 4 hours into the day after leaving Treysberg. It gets you to Grunwald. The town clearly was a town at some point, though the density of people that you see here suggests that a lot of and some of the buildings, kind of stand out. That whilst it may have been a town at one point, it clearly doesn't have the population today to support it being viewed as a town. There are people around, but not a lot happening. No soldiers here, no real excitement. You could stop here for a bit of lunch, sort of late in the day, and then continue westwards to Elson.
What kind of is it? Like a logging town, mining town? Would we have a sense of why the population might have declined?
It's a prospecting town.
Ah, down on its
Less
luck.
of a mining town, more of a prospecting town. You'll be able to see as you kind of head through it, that a number of people kind of heading out in the direction of the river, taking pans with them. like sifting pans. And if you stop here for lunch and generally kind of cast around and ask people about the town, you'll learn that first and foremost, it's definitely off the beaten track when it comes to the eyes of Ubersreich and the protection of the road wardens. Whilst that's not to say they don't come through here, they probably come here once or twice a week rather than daily, like some of the other places. I would have said yesterday on the journey south from Ubersreich to Traysburg, you probably passed at least 2 road warden patrols.
Okay, well, if
Since
we're going
leaving Traysburg, you've seen none of them.
right, if we're going to stop for lunch, I want to take that opportunity to ask some questions about the town that lies near the base of the giant dildo, just to figure out, just so we know what we're getting ourselves into as we head towards there.
They kind of, yeah. People tell you that Elson's not really a town. It's definitely smaller than Grunwald. Should be considered effectively a hamlet. It doesn't even have its own Sigmarite temple. They tell you.
It must
Probably less than 100 people live in there. Many are goat herders, and their produce would be cheese and milks, and that kind of ilk.
anyone in service to the tower that lives in the hamlet?
No.
Okay.
And then the other thing that a couple of people tell you in Grunwatch is that most people are miserable. That the people of Elson are miserable.
Oh, why is that?
They've got nothing to live for, says one of the old timers that you chat to.
Why they build the hamlet there?
Well, it is a fertile valley that it sits in. There's good fishing, good grazing land, good planting land.
And it's on the river.
Yeah.
Anything?
So why have they got nothing to live for? Sounds like a fairly prosperous place to live.
You'll see when you get there.
Do I get kind of any kind of inkling of what, like, obviously doesn't like them very much or something, or?
Give me an intuition test.
Can I give you an intuition test once I've given the dude a shot from my hip flask?
Yeah.
What are we talking?
Challenging.
Challenging. That's not great. I'll re-roll that.
Oops.
Oh, that was a dark deal. I nearly did that by mistake.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. Yeah, balls.
The whole valley area is subject to green skin raids.
Oh.
Kurgan's been looking for orcs.
It will even say that they come as far as here. Why? We had such a raid not more than 4 weeks ago.
You don't get any military help out here to drive them back?
Not often.
Okay,
If they get too feisty, then yeah, but Ubersreich hasn't sent anything for a while.
I can always hope for a little excitement on our trip west then.
What are they raiding for?
Food, slaves.
Even they can't be that big a band because your town's not the largest. No offense.
They come and go in size. Depends how many bands have got together.
Is there like a local militia that fights them off, or do your townsfolk fight them off?
We fight them off the best we can.
Your population must be dwindling a little bit then.
You know,
Shame we can't leave anything to help you, eh, Thomas?
Are we suggesting dirty bombing the local orcs?
I mean, it's an option.
Dirty bomb the villages, when the orcs come, they face a chaos horde.
That's also an option.
How many greenskins come on these raids then?
it tells you that it would be anything between half a dozen and 4 or 5 dozen.
Presume they normally just raid the local farms and livestock, right?
Yeah.
Don't come to the town.
They do sometimes come to the town.
But
Well, if there's 4 or 5 dozen, they'll come to the
destroy
town.
the town.
That's bold.
And there are a number of buildings on the outer skirts of the town that are burnt out, broken down, and run down.
Doesn't the wizard in the tower help you?
No, never see her.
What about help from Ubersreich? Surely they must send someone to assist from time to time.
Surely they must be helpful.
If we got a raid, we send people. By the time the soldiers get back here, they've usually gone.
I was going to say.
Do you know where the bands might be in the valleys?
He shakes his head. No idea.
So we need to be careful when we travel. And for a small fee, we could take a message through to the Altdorfian army if you'd like.
I would do that rather than you, Kay, because that's my job.
Yes, I'm just
Rembrandt gives you a slightly dark look, but he doesn't say anything.
Fair compensation for dangerous work.
Have you thought of more sturdy fortifications? Because look, you got all this rock around here.
No real fortifications. It's not a walled town.
I think Lamgren's suggesting it could be, and probably should be.
It could be, aye. Maybe find which direction they're coming from. Set some little meaty traps. I had some farmers set some traps in the field for me once. It wasn't good.
You get the so there is a lord that has a small standing garrison that this place is tied to. You get the sense that he does his best to protect when the greenskins come through, but he's not always that successful. And sometimes he's late rather than on time.
Sounds like this lord has potentially the use of a mercenary band who might be able to, for a bit of coin, deal with an orc problem for him in his local town.
I wonder if these orcs live in a cave.
4 dozen.
Do the orcs live in caves? Do we know that?
Doesn't know where the orcs come from. Sometimes they come out of the south, sometimes they come out of the north.
I'm sure people with the skills like us could maybe track him if the Lord was willing to pay for our time.
Not
Rembrandt.
We couldn't.
Yeah, Rembrandt. This is not our problem. It's a concerning problem that we shall bring up with Emmanuel.
Oh, I know we're currently employed at the moment. I understand we're on a time limit, but
5 dozen? No, this is the Lord of this land's problem. He should put a garrison in his town.
Yep.
And maybe lay a trap.
Get moving on.
Yeah.
Bugger the locals.
No, we can pass a message on that the Lord's not doing his job.
Continue to head west for the afternoon. Literally another hour and a half gets you to Elson. The small hamlet that sits almost in the shadow of the Tower of Vane. As you kind of look westwards out across the valley, you can see the tower sitting high atop the mountains. True to its word, the hamlet of Elson is very depressed, very light in population. People are, most people seem to be wearing symbols of more, sorry. And other symbols of mourning. And they're polite enough, but they clearly don't really engage with you as outsiders.
Is there a pub? Tavern?
No, there isn't. Well, no, there would be. There'd always be a tavern. So yes, there will be a small tavern.
Or somebody's converted front room with a side.
That's what I'm thinking. It's just like a couple of barrels in there.
Exactly. So maybe 2 or 3 tables, converted, upturned barrels and a mishmash of furniture, and probably somebody that brews, homebrew type beer rather than shipping it in from Ubersreich or other places like that.
Moonshine.
And I think, gentlemen, as you settle for the early afternoon in Elson to discuss your approach for the tower, let's go ahead and call it a night, I think.
Good, because I'm knackered.
Yeah, I'm getting tired as well. Let me pull you to the start screen.
I'm always aware of you, Guy, because you're like an hour ahead.
Come on, no one wants to go on an orc hunt after this. Seriously.
I mean, not 4 or 5 doesn't know.
Yeah,
and clearly
exactly.
Thomas wants to see if they're in a cave and blow it up. And
I gather that.
So no.
I'm totally going to blow the cave up.
I want to get the 3 gold coins for the party.
I'll get you another.
I like that.
I
That's so
want to
good.
blow up smokes.
You do realise that these bombs are worth way more to us as weapons, right?
But then
Yes,
the
I
way
do.
Kay and Thomas would think, I hope Thomas would think, it's a potential continual revenue.
I know, Chick, but Thomas is a bloody terrorist.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
not
superhero. Thomas a terrorist. Chi-chi.
Oh,
Have I killed anyone yet?
No, but you do enjoy fire and throwing fire
Yeah.
on things and generally burning stuff.
And the operative word is yet.
the word that comes to mind with Czech is chaos.
Yeah.
Causes chaos left, right, and centre. Is he a worshipper of chaos? Don't know yet, but it's certainly starting to sound like it.
I reckon he's got a green stone in his pocket, or he's happy to see me.
I'm very, very sad that you people only see things in black and white.
Oh,
Well,
green
yeah.
and...
Still didn't work for Rembrandt.
What's that?
Yeah.
No, it still didn't work, did it not? Alright, I'll make a new Rembrandt.
There's no black and white with you. You just want to kill everyone and take their money.
No. I mean, yes, actually.
That's what I
Everybody,
say.
you got 60 XP for today, and session is entitled "A Mail Problem." Spell MAIL.
Well,
I like it.
A male problem.
Just a reminder: no game next week. I'm back home, but I have a meeting that's not going to finish till close to. Well, actually, I'll tell you what.
Don't kill yourself.
I might be able to run it, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm definitely not going to be here. I'm going to be in Poland.
Yeah, let's say no for next week then.
Yeah.
Okay. No rush. No
I'll
stress.
be bloody wallpaper.
Technology
No,
nowadays, being in another country is no excuse. Look at Guy.
Yeah.
I did once land in the Netherlands, get to my hotel, get a beer, and log on for a D&D game in Roll20.
I can top that. Our Saturday night game, Captain Kangaroo, who lives in America, went for the New Orleans, whatever party they have there, went to his room, set his laptop down, showed us the room, showed us outside, it was lovely, and still gamed.
Yeah.
But then again, it was morning for him.
I'm not gonna stick around for a chat after game chat. So thanks everybody as always.
No,
Yeah.
thank you,
Apologies
as
if it's
always.
disjointed today. My head wasn't massively into the game for some reason tonight. So
Sometimes, no,
well-
we made some progress. It's good.
you know,
Thank you, everyone.
Brilliant,
Yeah,
as always.
thanks for the game. I enjoyed it. I didn't do much,
And
but I
also-
enjoyed it.
yeah, you are going to get dragged into this soon.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, come on, bring it.
Bring it. I've got mute on my mic.
What?